Here we go. Kupo. Alrighty. So, I don't know why my webcam's not working, but I'm not going to use my webcam today. And also, I apologize in advance if my cat is super loud, because he's right there. I'm pointing at him and my webcam sees it, but y'all don't. But he might be a little loud because he's streaming with me today. Because I have run home to the land of my apartment. But that is neither here nor there. We're back for more of that Final Fantasy D20, our patron game, where we've taken our 2001 era nostalgia, and we've weaponized it and we've broken it, and now we're going to kill people. Because, welcome to Pathfinder. As always, to my patrons, who I'm looking at their tokens, it's Jason and Ross and Nick and Josh and Spell and Idaho and Tiki. Oh, that was hard, but I did it. Thank you guys for your support on Patreon, letting us live that dream, letting us... I need a good Final Fantasy joke, but I don't have one. There you go. You can run with that. Anywho, so y'all can put a name to a voice. We will run from the top to the bottom with that in-character reflection. Again, as always, if you could introduce yourself, what you are, who you're playing, things of that before it, that would be super sweet. We'll begin with the man in green, who's, the more I hear about his build, the more scared I become. Mr.
Now,
Nigel.
why?
Because it's mean and you know it is why. It's super spooky.
No, it's very merciful. You have no idea
It's very merciful.
when you transition.
And I don't have to track hit points. They're just going from full to none. Easy peasy. And it is you, my friend.
My character is Nigel Greysmoke. He's an Albed. He's a gestalt between a engineer, Mako weapons specialist, and a thief rogue archetype. His specialties are long-range sniping, explosives, electronics, and close combat. And if I can sneak up close to you and be close enough, well, maybe in this episode we'll see what that does. Because all sorts of beautiful things ensue. As far as the game, he's doing fairly well. We have a plan for our next outing. He's made the necessary preparations, gotten some tents and such together. And yeah, should all be fun.
I don't think I ever asked this. What is Nigel's alignment? This is not a game where you really need to know alignments, but I'm starting to get curious with all these should be fun.
Well, that's player fun.
Oh, okay.
Nigel himself is, well, almost alignment less, because most of his emotions have kind of been burned out over recent events.
We've messed him up so bad, he's left the alignment chart, never to return again. Fair enough, take that hero point. And next up is old Mac Attack, the man with the big cape, who it's awkward to put a token anywhere on the board because it looks like he's trying to like wrap somebody up who might be cold. Also, one of the people who thought it would be a wise idea to bring a sword to a gunfight. Actually, it's probably pretty scary. I remember something about like double, triple damage. So it's probably fine. Anyway, Lauren Verdun.
Hi, I exist. I apparently am the Sephiroth of the group. But yeah, I'm a Lauren. I'm kind of an all-rounder, I feel, more like, to a degree. At the same time, I do have quite a few tricks up my sleeve. It's been a while since we last played, and so I'm just kind of a bit remembering my character sheet and everything, and oh yeah, there's the ability that's a ×3 damage. Oh yeah, and that's an AoE attack too. Oh yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
Well, how you feeling? Where's the in-character part?
That's kind of, yeah, sorry, I just got like a text from my mother. My apologies, Mother's Day and everything.
Indeed.
Lauren is just kind of still trying to fill this out. He's trying to be nice and friendly because he always, wanted to be a nice and friendly person despite his background and what had happened and all that sort of stuff with him and the hooplas, the backstories that you guys can go and watch. He's kind of suspicious of a few members of the party, specifically Tiki, because, well, that was a lot of money to go throwing around on people that they just met. So, still kind of nervous about that. As for going to the airship and whatnot, guns are loaded, sword has been sharpened, magic is ready. Kind of just gonna have to kind of keep my head down, just rely on grunt training for the most part. I don't want to show all my cards just yet.
Okay, fair enough. I take that hero point as we go down to, I always want to say Brianna Tarth, because I know what also happens tonight. But that's not who it is. In fact, it is Brienne Rothschild, the character who I'm looking kind of the most forward to seeing in combat, given how scary magic is. Nick, take it away, my man.
Yes, it is me, Brienne Rothschild. Lauren might be bringing a sword to a gunfight, but I am literally bringing nothing but a golden stick and some frilly dancing garb to a gunfight. Brienne Rothschild, Gestalt of Dancer and Illusionist archetype specialties are combat, a little bit of magic, and Brienne's thoughts right now. He's heard back from her associate, Sir Marcus, back in her homeland. Family is safe at least, but she's far away from home, but she has to do something about this, and maybe the people that she's met might be, the opportunity she needs to find a way to help the other side of the ocean in Sargon. But for now, she's willing to just whatever it is that they need us to do here in what's the name of the city again? Herald's Dawn or something?
That's the name of the show, Nick. The city is
show.
the city is Eddard's-Dawn, Eidard.
Okay. Long story short, making allies here will mean that she might be able to help out her family and friends in Sargon. Just my 5 cents.
Good enough for me. Take that hero point as we take it on down to the man who was one of a group that taught me back in the day that family is who you throw d20s with, not who you share blood with necessarily. As a lot of y'all know, we did a game on Christmas because he and I had nowhere to be, and now here on Mother's Day, Josh and I find ourselves in a similar scenario, and it warms my heart on what has been kind of a crappy day for me that you are still here in my life, and now you're blowing up people with cards. So that's a thing that happens. Josh, who are you? What are you? In character reflection, the man who's taken people on dates in the city.
Yeah, speaking of that, that was my day with Lizard Wizard, the Banga card shark / black mage. He got to tell a whole party about it, and a little red-faced and filled with now red meat because he ordered the biggest steak he could eat. He's now taking care of this business that the mayor, hopefully soon to be girlfriend, wanted them to go on, and he's got his quarterstaff ready to start pew-pewing at anything that tries to take him out.
Good enough for me. Everyone is ready to explode things. Take your hero point.
Also, I'm very glad to be with the group too on Mother's Day.
Yeah, I can believe it. I certainly can. Anywho, we will send it on down next to... I don't have the whole quote that Spellcraft does, so I'll let him do it, and I'll memorize it this time for next week. The party healer, the party white mage, Golden Soul. Who I now fear may be horribly dead. Just muted. Hello. Oh no. I think we may be down a white mage. Okay, fair enough. We'll send it down to Parallax next then.
Oh no, who are you gonna call?
Not Spellcraft.
Oh, apparently not. Hello.
Hello. Now we've gone full Urseni.
This is Parallax Broomsbane, noble black dragon of Eddar's Dawn, looking for a home of my own out here in the wilderness. Oddly enough, traveling with these peculiar technological creatures. I only hope this won't come back to bite me in the butt. It's a lot of wilderness out here to explore and claim as my own. Our own, brother. Right, the both of us, Black Dragon, lording over this wilderness. But we'll see how that turns out. I really don't know why I'm here in the first place. I just kind of wander.
Fair enough. Take that hero point. Do we have a Golden Soul?
Hold on.
Indeed we do, but it is a limited time offer.
As someone immediately disconnects. Well, if you could do that in-character reflection, my friend, you're up.
Boggart in the bureau, white in the wardrobe, better call Saul. He's an exorcist who laughs off his troubled past. She's a fey cat from another plane and another system who speaks with animals and is trying to understand this strange world. They fight ghosts. Last session, I helped out a bit with an expedition and did my best to get to know other members of my party, and it seems that we've got a regular talking animal pet club going on. It should be quite interesting. I play a healer and an exorcist cleric, white mage and cleric. My teacher was taken over by a malevolent force and may or may not be in there in the walls of his own mind screaming. As you can imagine, this is quite dramatic, and I use humor to cover everything up. I'm also rather optimized for healing, but I haven't had to do much of that yet. So, we'll see how things...
Good enough for me. And I will also say that the way your connection's coming over sounds very 1950s, and that's very good for the setting. So, good. Quick. Everyone fix your connection so you sound like Spellcraft. And Tiki, take us home.
Well, now, it seems we are coming upon a time where I, Takisri the Artificer, the disciple of the Hand Engineer, and, well, construct, I guess, Monsterkin freelancer if you wanted to really elaborate, but I shall be of most interest to. There is a downed airship. Airships mean machinery, and machinery means money. Well, my new friends, or I don't know if I can call them friends yet. Do you make friends this easily? I don't know. But my new associates and I are probably going to make quite a bit of bank. And I don't know, maybe by the end of it, I will be able to call them friends. Money is how you make friends, right? Right. All right, then. Let's see what I can break.
How classic Tiki of you. Fair enough. Take that hero point, and we will turn it over to y'all. You guys are back at the town. It's gonna be quite a hike to get to where you found that airship. If there's
How long has it been since our last session?
in game, it's probably top of the next day.
Top of the next day?
Yeah.
Did Nigel need any additional time to arrange our expedition?
I don't think so. All the tents and stuff should be assembled.
Anybody
The
else?
only thing I was concerned about was stocking up with some explosives and detonators and such. You know, you never know when there might accidentally be a wall, a tree, some minor fortification you need to go through instead of around.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I don't think we are pressed for time. Do you think we could try to see if everybody else would want to take a day so we could make some explosives?
I'm a bit more concerned about our means for transportation there. We couldn't get
I
there on.
fly.
That's
Not all
one
of us
person
do.
down.
The dragonflies, you fly. That LW flies, but the rest of us don't. This wasn't really optimal the last time. I think Jareth said something about chocobos. Soul.
Indeed, I do have chocobos that can be quite happy to ferry everyone around. Well, a few people anyway. Do I only have the 3 right now?
I mean, I got my bike. It's smaller than a car, so I tend to be able to fit it through a few more places.
Yeah, but riding it off-road in the snow is probably, well, I mean, you can make some checks, I suppose, but it will certainly not be as easy as riding a giant chicken.
Fair.
And
Would it be too difficult for some of us to up on mounting the chocobos?
The chocobos are
I
fine.
don't know what the rules. Out of character, I don't know what the rules are for that. For like multiple people riding on a mount.
It depends on if you want to go into combat mounted. Basically, you could probably squeeze maybe a couple people on a chocobo, given that some of the people here are smaller. But like Parallax and the Lizard Wizard together on a chocobo wouldn't work. But like LW and you being like smaller of form could serve. That said, the chocobo is probably slower because it's encumbered.
I guess the question is, how many of us do not have a swift means of transportation that would require the chocobos?
Brienne raises her hand. Me.
I can fly for at least 7 hours.
Mechanically, I have a 60-foot perfect fly, so I don't know what speed-wise is for everybody else.
I can fly significantly less time than that at 20 feet.
I mean, theoretically, I could also pick up that spell, but I would need to see a scroll of it.
there weren't many chocobos out in the shifting sands, so I have no idea how to ride a giant chicken. Though I hear they're quite tasty.
They probably are.
In-flight meal.
That said, I forget what they're called. The automaton, Nigel's automaton, being a jeep and being a class-based thing, probably fares a lot better than Aloran's Bahamut does.
The only thing I could think of is whipping up some snow chains and other minor modifications to it to help it out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There are 2 of us who are engineers, and well, we've seen some of the terrain, so.
I mean, this is the wilderness, so it might just be best to book it on foot until we can get something that can actually go around this whole wilderness part. That's part of the reason why I imagine the airships up here in the first part.
That's part of the reason why I suggested the chocobos, though.
And that being said, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that the faster we can get there, the better chance we have of avoiding anything that would attempt to stop us.
I could carry one person. I have a lift overhead weight of 200.
I am technically large, so in my dragon form, so someone could mount me. Perish the thought.
There's no need to be such a bad dragon about things.
Bad spellcraft. Bad.
Bad spellcraft.
Hmm.
I mean, at
The
the end of
thought
the day,
occurs that Tikisri could craft some collars or other items of Windrunner for the Chocobo's use, which would significantly increase their speed.
It would take a day apiece. Or more, depending on their price.
Well, it's a first level spell, but it would be permanent.
How much time
So
would
yeah,
that
that's a day
actually
apiece.
save us of travel?
Well, if I remember correctly, Windrunner is this system's expeditious retreat. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna Google it.
yeah, it is.
Fair enough. So then we'd sit. Your chocobos would go from a move speed of 60 to a move speed of fast. A move speed of 90.
Alright, each one of the chocobos is as fast as me flying. Why
Right.
don't you just ride the chocobos?
That's what I've been trying to say.
We're just trying to make sure we have enough chocobos, I think.
Well, we're not really gonna be fighting on them, are we?
Could we? I mean, if Soul doesn't have enough, couldn't we just like?
We could see if they're
rent some
available in
others?
town.
I mean, that Jeep of yours looks like it'd be able to get through the snow better than mine. My
I'm
bike.
certainly
Wasn't too
capable of
great at it last time,
housing them
though,
comfortably.
if I remember correctly. The bike that wasn't able to get through.
Right. And the Jeep can carry, probably about Nigel +2. Give or take.
Okay.
Alright,
so
so
Me
three
plus
people on
2
the
plus
Jeep.
supplies.
okay, so Nigel plus 2 other people that don't know how to ride chicken. I fly, 2 other people ride chickens.
We have more than enough. I mean, and somebody can ride me.
I say
Okay.
we just put every 3 people on the 3 chocobos we have.
2 in the Jeep, 1 on the
Three or four.
dragon.
I volunteer to fly. I've jumped out of one too many airships. I know what I'm doing if I do fall off.
Fair enough.
At the very least, I have teleportation magic, so that'll stop my fall.
You do.
Or you might borrow the Benga's cloak. That way you'll at least make the proper entrance as you crash to the ground.
I have my own.
Not
I have
to
my own
complain,
cloak.
but not to complain, but it does feel like we're overcomplicating things here.
Yeah. We had everything we needed.
Yeah.
You've obviously never been a soldier before. Am I right, Nigel? She thinks this is overcomplicating.
I'm not a
It's
soldier, no,
not a-
but practicalities of traveling, though.
Yeah, that's the point. How many sergeants do you have to go through in order to requisition a liter of fuel?
Well,
Indeed.
it's a good thing
So-
we're not in the military.
Yeah, no. Agreed.
y'all wish-
Indeed.
Do y'all wish to leave out today, or do y'all want to wait a day or two and we'll be a little more prepared?
I mean, my thing is I'm not making any money staying around here. But at the same time, I have money to live off of. You know, haste leads to waste, which leads to... And I just kind of make a slicing notion. So...
We're going to an airship, and I can almost guarantee we can make money off of it.
Yeah, that's...
How can you guarantee? We don't know what's there.
I mean, if nothing else, we could just chop off bits of metal. People around here probably could use scrap for nothing else. But that would not be worth the effort.
I do not think it would take too long for 2 engineers to actually get one up and running again, if there's that much wrong with it.
Right.
Look of impression. Kind of a look of, from me.
Okay, well, talking about
So it sounds
crafting a
like
giant airship isn't going to help us if we don't get there.
Ye-
You guys want to leave now or leave tomorrow?
that
let's plan to leave tomorrow in the morning.
Hmm,
We will, unless folks want to head out today. I can do either. It sounds like we have one vote for today.
screw it today.
Today.
Alrighty then, let's go.
Today,
That works. Sounds like today it is.
And today it was. Alrighty, fair enough. You all head out in the direction of the ruins of the airship. It's a pretty straight shot. Several times you have to go back and forth and around, getting around trees and things. Basically, the entire time, as you guys make your way down, you can see the edge of the island looking over. It's probably a little disconcerting to look to your, for everyone who's not the dragon anyway, to look to your left and then down, and more down is the ground and clouds. You guys are pretty fast now with chocobos and the jeep and things. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you probably make it there in about 6 hours, given the fact that the chocobos are fast and not super slowed down by the snow. And as y'all arrive, could I please get some perception checks?
You most certainly can.
Rah.
Let me see. uh,
Eh,
I've been outperceived by the cleric.
Feels bad.
I know, right?
Alrighty, so I've got a 22, a 19, a 35, a 13, a 12, a 14, a 21, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got everybody. Okay, so the thing that you saw when you flew up, it's definitely, it lives up to the size that you would expect as you come up on the thing, jammed down into the ground. The trees are, it's almost as if the trees have grown around it and formed a clearing where this thing has just come down from sky into the earth. There's no debris anywhere. It almost appears as if the ship had been just like, as if a giant sword had rent it and then it fell down and now is just a permanent fixture on the landscape. You would expect to see broken bits of everything everywhere, but you just don't. It's almost like a house, just like a really, really big one.
it just looked like something just split this thing clean in half.
Pretty much.
Alright, I don't actually think this is the airship that the company had said they'd sent up here.
What company are you
Jeez.
referring to exactly?
Well, there's Materia Corp. They said they had sent an airship up here and it crashed on the island. Well, this one seems to have been here quite a long time. I don't think it would be theirs.
Brienne just
It's-
nods, pretending that she knows what Materia Core is.
the slice on that thing indicates. I just kind of like look over at I guess at this point, I'm still getting character names down, like Idaho's character. Can you wield a sword when you're a dragon? Do dragons wield swords? Can you guys do that?
I'm assuming it would take an engineering check to actually see how it was destroyed.
That makes sense.
Okay.
And Tiki blows everyone out of the water. Nice! Okay, fair enough. So, Saul and Brienne and Takisri all put
That's a
their
nat
heads
20
together.
from Tiki.
Why, yes, it is. So this thing is
Trust the engineer to net 20 an engineer check.
to do exactly what you needed to do. Why, yes. Okay, so it's The top of it, which is now oriented to face basically the front of you guys, is flat, indicating a carrier, but it's also much smaller because, like, as y'all look around at the thing, it looks like this is about half of it, give or take, based on other ships you guys have seen. As for what brought it down, it's the cut, if cut there is. It's hard to say. It kind of just looks like it's in the ground now. Almost like it's almost too perfect. Laser precision, like Tikisri's integrated laser, though certainly would take about 1 billion years to cut through this thing, almost like that. Something would have had to hit it just perfectly. It definitely doesn't exist in nature as far as you guys know. Whether or not that exists in technology is rare.
Even my cutting torch?
The cutting torch is 20 points of hardness per inch of thickness, right?
I believe so. It just says it ignores 20 points of hardness. It doesn't actually talk about inches.
Fair enough. Yeah, these things are really big, and they're made to last, and they're made to go through a lot. This is... You wouldn't quite call it a ship of the line. It's too small. More of like a more maneuverable carrier kind of thing.
Okay. So whether it was from magic or some crazy arcane technology, whatever did bring this thing down had a hell of a lot of firepower.
Correct.
Huh.
Well,
Well, at
well,
least we don't
since
have to
we're
worry
here,
about-
may I
at least we don't have
suggest
to worry about blowing a hole in.
What was Jason saying?
might I suggest we scout the nearby area, make sure nothing is hiding in the nearby bushes, and set up a camp, because we've been going for a good part of the day.
That's a fair point.
So
What time is it, roughly?
It's hard to say. The sun doesn't really pierce through the... Well, it does here. There's a big clearing, huh? About 6 hours have passed. You guys would have left out probably around first light, so it's like the early afternoon.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. I had already made sure Buff had his materia, so.
yes.
Okay, so Brienne and Tikisri look around. It doesn't look like anybody's been out here. From time to time, as you guys were going like down the line to the ship, you passed more of the spider monkey tracks. But you don't really see anything else other than this ship. No one walked away from this. Both in terms of like there's no like debris or anything or bodies or whatever you might expect to find from this ship coming down anywhere around. So too, there are no tracks leading up to it.
Well, that would make sense if this thing had been laying here for a long time.
Yeah.
So, one said making camp here for now.
I would say let's set up a camp.
Okay.
And get ready to...
Well, we don't exactly know how long we're going to be here, so probably a good idea.
Okay, I see a survival check from Saul. You don't see any tracks. You don't see any much other than like the party tracks, of course. They're still there. This place has been abandoned, is what the survival checks and like the perception checks can like put together. No one's come or gone. You assume the hands on the ship, and you assume like there would be a crew in there. They probably perished inside or were able to get out somehow like above you. Setting up the camp is easy enough. Nothing interferes with you.
Okay.
So set up a camp, figure out a watch schedule, and once we do that and get everything squared away, I'll start searching and getting better about the ship, scouting entrances, anything like that, figuring where I'm going to have to blow a hole in if I have to, that sort of thing.
The
I'm
thing
going
is
to
literally
start.
sliced in half. Blowing a hole might not be necessary. I mean, the thing is literally been blasted in half. We have one of two massive entrances to go through.
True. We don't know what's locked in there. So while people are scouting, I'm going to take the next 20 minutes and make 2 simple explosives.
Okay, sure.
Go ahead.
Now, when I hear that people are scouting, do people want to leave the square on the world map, or do they just want to look around there?
While we are setting up camp, I think I would want to ask Brienne would ask Jareth to maybe scout out as close as he can get to the just look around the immediate vicinity of it. Maybe just itch a little bit inside just to see what's in there.
Okay.
Is that fair to do?
So we're sending a cat. We're sending an engineer.
I
Like
just
this.
want to go in too.
I'd like to
And
scout the sky a little bit if I can.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I'm
Lauren
gonna
wants to
slap
just.
a invisibility spell on Jareth before he scampers off.
Okie dokie.
Lauren's just gonna go full on into it. Just gonna hood up. Just kind of go in. I will be stealthing in though.
Okay, so there's no definitive in to get into the ship. It's it has been cut in half, but the half where there would now be a hole in the ship is straight into the ground. It almost looks like a house, just turned straight up, almost 90 degrees up.
Are there any sort of side latches or whatnot where guns or things of that nature would be, like cannon ports or whatever?
There are not. You would expect there to be, but there's really not a whole lot of much of anything. Actually, what you would find rather is where you would expect to find cannons and anti-air guns and things like that. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna kind of rely on the expertise of the other people in this chat who might understand how these kinds of things work a little better than myself, because I don't know a lot of military knowledge compared to the person who served. Anyway, I'm sorry, there was something in my throat. Where you would expect to see guns, they have been sealed off as if they were never there. You can just barely tell the color of the metal is slightly different.
That leads me to an interesting thought.
Oh, I have an interesting thought as well. Can I see into the ship
You
in
cannot.
any point?
There's no viewpoint into the ship at all.
Tiki, could I ask a favor of you?
Yes.
I know a particularly useful spell that might allow me to look around inside a bit on my own. Don't worry, I'll be able to get back out. I just need you to cut a hole through the side of it, enough that I can see into the ship.
Oh,
Show
Brienne
me
can do
where.
that.
What was Nick saying? I know we're all talking all at once here.
All right, sorry.
It's all good.
What, Jareth? How many people are actually going to scout out? Because it kind of sounds like everyone just decided to go at once.
Different parts.
We've got
I think I'm going into it.
A dragon in the air. We've got a knight in the ship itself. Buff is looking around, and so too is Jareth, as I understood it.
Yeah.
And what I was saying earlier is it sounds like whatever this was previously was military but was demilitarized. So they removed the guns, they sealed the ports. So looks like, a surplus. Well, here, I'll roll another. Does this look like a surplus military vehicle that has been reconfigured for civilian use?
Yes, but it's not surplus. It looks like somebody did that with something that's state of the art.
People do that?
Ooh.
People can. It's not common. Certainly, like things get decommissioned when things get decommissioned. Certainly, but
Things get decommissioned?
of course,
I thought they just were used until they fell apart.
nope, not everywhere.
That's
Okay,
a Lauren's culture sticking through there.
I'm actually gonna hold out my my 20 minutes to finish up the 2 explosives before I go cut a hole in the thing for him.
Okay.
In the meantime, if somebody mentions making a hole in something, popping out of invisibility and be like, ooh, Bree can help with that. I'll message her real quick.
Is this just going to be a thing? I just say, like, looking at the cat. Is this just gonna... Okay. Yeah, sure. I've seen weirder.
It's a
Although,
cat.
Gareth psychically harasses Brienne in the middle of help set up camp or whatever she would be doing.
Okay.
Bring up and she's
Lauren,
Mm-hmm.
think of it this way. It's a cat. Cats do what cats want. If it wants to be weird, it will. Just suffer with it.
like, you're one to talk, you blonde sentient slot machine.
Talk dirty to me, kitty. Talk dirty to me.
Sing.
Jeez.
It's okay. I'll look down
Jared,
from up on the
Jared.
hull and say,
Brienne
I look down
smacks
from up
Jareth
on
the
the.
little head.
What's Jason trying to say?
I'll look down from over the side as I've, been climbing up on it and say, well, at least your sweater makes you easier to find in the snow, Kip.
Is this what they call banter?
Yes. I think we're missing a few alcoholic beverages, rumors, and the occasional nudie magazine. But yeah, close enough to what I call banter.
Well, I don't think the alcohol would actually help me.
Fair enough.
Just really, really old motor oil. Ugh, just change out all our fluids with crappy fluids.
Ew.
Anyway, I heard a perception check in the air from our Durgan. If I could see that, please.
Durgan is
Durgan.
gonna give you a perception.
Durgan's gonna do that there perception.
All the windows. Somewhere. There you are. Ah! Not
Well.
going well.
Yeah, you don't really see a whole lot of much. The town, as you fly around more, you can still see the bits of some massive bone somewhere to your northwest-ish.
Still want to check that out.
And there's a mountain range, but nothing really pops out to you. And then I believe Brienne would like to open a hole for us, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, after big sigh from the horrible things that her cat keeps saying. Yes, and put her hand on whoever Horn said. Using my Veil Power ability, a circular hole is going to appear in the hole. It's going to say, you have 6 seconds. Get through there.
Jumps through.
Anybody else?
I'll follow in after him, I guess.
1, 2. I heard Tiki. Anybody else?
Tally ho.
Tally ho!
I mean,
why
I'd be
not?
doing this in view of everybody else. Like, this isn't...
I'm not here. I'm in the sky.
Oof.
And at last thought, I was up somewhere on the hull. So
Okay.
And one of us will just knock out the port hole next to you and be like, "Sup, Nigel?" and it'll freak you out.
So I'm hearing everybody who's not.
Whoever was like immediately next to me and Lauren sure would be able to make it through. Because remember, it only lasts for 1 round.
Of course. So I will readjust some tokens here really quickly. Everybody goes running on in. I'm not sure why everyone can see the light from Tikisri's dark vision. It's not set that all players can see that light, but whatever. I guess that's happening. We are down a Nigel. We are down a Parallax. And the first thing I will say is once that hole closes, it's very dark.
Was I able to make it?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know about our cleric friend here, but I'm probably just gonna pull out my rifle and cast torchlight on like a bit of it, kind of like a magical, just like a knob I have hanging off of it, so that way I can make a flashlight sort of thing on it.
Makes sense.
Yeah. See in darkness. Don't care.
Right.
I'm
Looking
Nice.
around to see if I can see that porthole that Nigel was up near.
You cannot. You guys are pretty far down. And we've got enough people casting torchlight. Can I get a perception check from everybody who's in there? Boom.
yes, you may. Hold on a sec.
Maybe I don't want to give you a perception check, huh? Maybe
Alright.
maybe I want to give you like a stealth or a I don't know, potato.
Can I
check.
sense the light's motive?
Roll for potato. Natural
Roll for
20
potato.
Potato. I'm hungry now.
Potatoes.
Roll for taters.
Roll.
Okay.
Critical success to boil and mash them, and then stick them in a stew.
Nice. Okay. So as we move over to that map and I slide over, yeah, we can see it on Roll20. It'll be super good.
Helping as well.
Activating active camo, shadow blend, shadow form.
Gotcha. Okay, so as that all ticks on, Ross and Tiki will be familiar with this as we've done this before, but this is my first time having homebrew, and Josh has as well, back in the olden days. This is now that I'm not GMing an AP and have a little more control over things. Y'all see at the top left corner of the board, Bobium is where y'all are. If I can, yeah, I assume we're there. I can't snap it over there. You guys are oriented facing your feet to the left because that is down. The people are looking top down at a top down map, but everyone is oriented in such a way that up is to the right. As you guys make your way in and people start clicking on torch lights and things, it's the first thing you guys see is basically right where Tikisri is standing. There is a massive, some kind of box. What it holds, you're unsure of. The point is, it's enormous, and when the ship turned, it came down and has collided with the wall.
So, with seeing darkness, my dark vision range is line of horizon. Basically, as far as the eye can see, I can see.
Got you. So where you're standing right now, there's a solid thing in front of you.
Yeah, no, but I can't see in the other directions and that much further.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, hang on. I will... You have big sight. It's awkward because that would let everyone see. I will set it up like this. Let's see what happens. Boom. Yeah, you basically see the whole board. Like, the end of your line of sight up is a wall, but to you might as well be the ceiling.
Cool.
There are no real, visible means. This thing wasn't made to be climbed. At least not from where you're looking at it. It's just kind of a...
Who has the lights?
The lights are on. Lauren and Soul, I believe.
And Luna has
guess
50 feet dark vision, but also casts dancing light, so there are additional torches.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. If anyone wanted to, it actually has a light on themselves. If you click on your token, you can actually set an aura and show yourself how far the range of torchlight is.
That is also true. I'll jam down something real quick. Boom! And that can be the dancing light. That's much too big. I will adjust it as you guys determine what to do. Boom. Can be controlled by spellcraft. And emits light at 20, and then 20. Everyone has the ability to see that light. Boom. And yes, Nigel, you do see them enter.
Great. I'll get back down to the hull and see where they went in.
Okay. You are capable of doing so. Brienne pulls a staff out of her backpack and Gandalfs it, and boom, light source.
Exactly.
Connecting telepathically to Nigel. Seems actually pretty good inside.
Oh. Tikisri?
Oh, yes, I have telepathic communication.
Thank you for letting me know. Yes, I don't see where you entered.
I can see if Brienne can open another hole, but you'll have 6 seconds, so you might want to get anybody else that wants to come in ready.
Understood. And here I had just planned on using thermite to get my way through. Okay.
Believe me, I would have much rather made a permanent hole myself, but they said they could open it, so I let them.
Less to repair. Give me a second to flag down the dragons. I'll tap on the hull and I wave real big to the dragons to kind of get their attention to come on down.
As long as you don't go more than 100 feet away from where you are, I can still remain talking to you, so just respond normally.
All right. Do I actually need to speak for you to understand what I'm saying?
No, we share a language. You are good. Just think it.
Okay. So the dragon gets flagged on down. It's not hard for Parallax to see that.
Yes. It's too foggy out today. I cannot see anything. Where did everybody go?
Brienne, is it possible for you to open that hole again?
Yeah, I think I can.
Okay. So
And
that's
I will proceed. When they give the signal, I shall proceed to do so.
okay. And so it was. Nigel makes his way in. Parallax makes his. Is
No.
Parallax large right now?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Let me make that token a little bigger. Boom.
Well, now that we know you can do that, I will. We will know to, form up before you open holes.
Right.
Should be
I
large
should
for
mention
another
I
hour.
can only do that a few times each day. It's classic.
Okay.
My
Well, save
powers
those.
are weird.
We'll save those. We'll cut holes from now on.
Sure. My powers take forever to explain them. Grass. Shall we proceed?
Proceed.
Okay. Nigel has his rifle out, and I have an electro-optical sight on it. So effectively, I have dark vision.
Yeah, nice. Fair enough. That is sweet. I will. You have sight. You emit light. Everyone will see it, I guess. There's nothing I can really do about that one. But, oh well. ×2. I don't know why that is that way. Okay, fair enough. So again, the big thing is the big thing in front of you. The people who can fly can get over it easy enough. There's more than enough room, but everybody on the ground has a giant box in front of them.
I'll connect a web line from the top of that thing down to the bottom so people can spelunk up if they need to.
Okay.
Sure, I will spelunk up.
Does that come out of your butt?
No, it actually comes out of my wrists. It is a black nanofilament.
We
Sounds vaguely familiar to some comic books we used to have in my town, but I can't put a name to it.
Probably arachnia or something like that.
Man spider! Similar yet distinct.
So Lizard Wizard's gonna start humming Arachnakid, Arachnakid. He's a whiz. And do as he's holding his quarterstaff.
Fair enough. So am I hearing that the first one to try to climb the thing is old Lizard Wizard?
Yeah, I will climb the thread of promise.
Okay, can you make a reflex save for me? I'll slide you forward here.
Just a second. I'm looking up my sheet.
Spider lizard, looks at a sheet, it's the spider lizard. Okay, so the reflex is successful, and Takishri sees this. As LW puts his hands on the rope and begins to pull up, the box shifts dangerously forward, as if to fall on you. You're able to, like, oh, don't do that.
All right, stop.
The Lizard Wizard is able to back off before this would come down on him. But it's, like, everyone also hears the sounds of, like, metal on metal.
All right, maybe I should just lift people over it. So anyone that would allow me, I would go down and scoop them up and try to move them over the object.
If you don't mind, I'll go first.
Can I use
Alright, then.
acrobatics to try and maneuver myself over it?
You would need to be able to jump about 15 feet in the air. But you could try.
I want to say I'd be able to.
Perhaps our large dragon friend could give you a boost.
Yeah, let's just do that.
But if you'll let me get on the side first, I can get over there with less light needed in case someone's over there. Just saying.
Okay.
And I do want to look up what's the rules for, like, how far you can. Is it a vertical jump or a horizontal jump across?
It would definitely be like you are jumping 15 feet from a stand, basically, like straight up to get to the top of the thing.
Okay.
Which would take you a DC pretty high, and I think honestly you would need something a la Leap of the Clouds to be able to jump that high from a stand, even with a running start.
Yeah.
You actually need a special ability to jump more than that vertically.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Oh, really?
Like Leap of the Clouds,
like,
yeah.
Like Dragoon literally has the jump ability so that they are not restrained by their own height.
They'd be fine. This would be a great dungeon for the Dragoons.
So yeah, I would lift Nigel and put him over the box first if that's what he wanted.
Okay. Does over the box mean like on the ground on the other side of it, or does it mean like on the box?
I'll let him decide where.
I'll go to the upper corner of the box. That way I can look down and scan the area with my rifle.
That makes sense.
And if the combination is looks safe and it looks like I can climb down on my own, I'll let her go back and I will go down myself.
Okay. Can you make you don't need to make a reflex save. You're not in danger of falling, but as you set down, hey, you don't gotta roll anything. The whole thing shifts as if the lower half was rounded. As you put your weight down on it, you're fine. You're not heavy enough to disturb the box, but it's definitely a little unsettling. And you see forward to basically the end of your dark vision, there seems to be another one that looks more like cylindrical in shape, that sits as if it would lean back, like to put weight on it. You're not entirely sure what these things are or how they got here. They appear to be some form of, like, as much as they're shifting, you imagine they'd have to be like hollow containers.
Okay.
All right, so I'm trying to like get the visual, like, so it's like a square, but it has like it's rounded at the bottom, so it's kind of like
If you've ever seen air freight containers, they're basically a square that's domed on one side, a cube with one face that's somewhat domed.
Yeah.
Makes it easier to load in the airplane.
Right. And that dome has now gone into the wall as this thing has crashed, basically.
okay.
Any doors or anything like that on this thing?
If there
Ways in.
If there are, they are covered by something. You have dark vision down a scope, right?
Yes, I have dark vision equivalent.
Okay, that's fair enough. So I feel like you should be able to see a little farther than you do. Oh, boom! That's not farther at all. We need to go even farther. We need to go something like this. Well, bam!
And I have devil sight, which means I can even discern color in the darkness.
Yeah, fair enough. All of my puzzles have gone away forever. Nick makes a good point. If you use devil sight, or if you use the power, if you make a trampoline, I don't know.
I won't make the attempt now if you need time to think about it. Actually, I'll just save it for later, but something to consider for the future.
That makes sense.
Because-
You can make a pretty big trampoline, so I imagine you could treat yourself as if you had Leap of the Clouds, probably, with not like a 1990 something gymnastics gear that's as big as like your feet. It would have to be like a firefighter's trampoline, that sort of thing. It would certainly help. In any case, as Nigel looks down the sight, it appears, it's hard to say from where you're at because there's a lot of stuff covering forward, but it looks like a lot of smaller boxes have fallen in such a way as to completely block the way forward. And Tikizri can see this as well, farther down.
Well then.
Can I make a climb check to just get up there with the rest of them, I guess?
I had already set Nigel down. If you wanted up, I could grab you.
I mean, I have climb, I have acrobatics, I have all that sort of stuff on my own, but...
Cool.
Okay. The rope is still there. You could try to climb up if you wanted to, but you've already seen that it's not stable to climb.
Yeah, we've seen what happens with it.
Does the 17 get me up?
Make a reflex save.
Hold on a second. 22.
The same thing that the lizard wizard got. Yeah, you go to pull and you're more than capable of climbing a rope, but it again tilts dangerously forward. You're able to let go in time. Nigel's fine. There's probably a little bit of a shake, but he's able to keep his feet.
For a point of reference, is it necessary for us to climb these things in order to navigate through here, or can we just like walk around it?
It is big enough to block the entire passage, yes.
Okay.
But
This is the platforming game. We're playing Mario.
oh, we are.
I guess someone will just have to fly and pick us up, I guess.
Yeah, I'll ask to be put down on the floor side, and I'll see what I can find out about the box from there.
Okay.
And I'll switch over to a flashlight.
Makes sense. Well, you definitely can see it if you'd like to make some checks.
Yep. And
Who's next?
I would like to be carried to be safe.
Okay.
I do believe I know almost everything about the box.
Everything about boxes. You know, it's definitely a box. It's definitely also empty. It's definitely enormous. Also, whatever they were trying to put in this box is like they either wanted something really big or a lot of something really small. As far as like any restraints that might have been on it, like I guess you can see like little hooks and like D-clips and things where one would have tied this down, but they have gone. Whether they have snapped or whether they have been moved is hard to say, but there's nothing to restrain this thing.
Yeah. Anyone else who wants me to help them over, just go ahead and move your token where you want it.
Yeah, the flying people can definitely move people over with little to no trouble.
Yes.
I'm on board.
Climb on
Can we
board.
just assume that the people that are flying help all the people that can't make it up by themselves?
Yeah, for sure. So you are free to move that token. And then again, farther forward, there is another much...
One.
It's more cylindrical. It's leaning the other way as well.
So all I see is like the little space where I don't see any. Like I'll move my token, but I'm not seeing very much.
Right, because it's a very dark place. Bang. There, I gotcha. So you can see. Let me see what you can see. I can't click on you. Oh, there we go. Bang. Yeah, you only see the torchlight that people are putting off. And I see a crash check.
Structural integrity of the cylinder in front of us. Is it moving? Can it be climbed on safely?
It's more the same. You, as far as structural integrity goes, you or Takisri could probably get through these if you really wanted to, but it probably would lean, like, as you were going up it would lean forward with your weight.
So it is unstable.
Correct.
Yeah. There's part of me that wants to either open these or cut through them. So if we need to exit, we're not hampered.
Okay.
I'm going to give you an engineer's check to see figure out what normally would be in storage containers like this, because I don't want to wind up cutting into something that might have compressed gas.
That would be bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. That skilled is so good. Makes me miss the days of playing as synthesist who just took skilled everything. All of the good rolls. Okay, so it stands to reason there could be something flammable in there, but these are made to carry either like one really big thing or a bunch of little things. As you look around at it, it's kind of a mixed bag, and there's no real way to tell without opening the proverbial loot box.
Well, that being said, anyone mind if we open the one behind us? I figure we can push it over enough to at least steady it.
All right, then, everybody back. Because I actually have a shield activator, her force shield.
And suddenly there's a droideka in the front of the line. Fair enough.
And I'm basically just going to take my torch to it. Cutting torch.
Okay. And the shield you have on it basically gives you it's like a resist elements.
It is
right?
It is 40 hit points that as long as those 40 hit points do not reach 0, will refresh at the rate of 8 per turn.
Oh, fair enough. Nice. Okay.
Once it reaches 0, it's done for the day.
Okay.
Nice. Makes sense. So you are able to carve your way through. Inside, it is completely hollow. it doesn't take a whole lot to cut through these. They're strong, but you're able to, like, you have a very good integrated torch. It's inside the thing. There's nothing in here, and it's completely, like, wide open. Probably about I know I'm speaking to a guy who drives a truck, and I used to drive a forklift. Inside it is not unlike being inside a container. That kind of thing. It's probably a little claustrophobic, and it smells like it wasn't always from here. Probably like the faint scent of brine.
Okay. The other attack was to cut a hole in the other side so that when we do come back through, it just goes, we can run straight through it.
Okay. Makes sense to me.
Yep.
So on the other side, there is, I'll move you over. Almost immediately on the other side of it, there is a 10 by 5 container that's sitting open. And inside it, about the size of your, like, it's exposed, you see this, about the size of like a baseball, several, probably about a dozen reddish orangish, yeah, no, Achilles, reddish orangish spheres. They seem to like have, they don't put off a whole heck of a lot of light, but they do swirl a bit. Thanks, Achilles.
They're putting off what?
A little bit of light, perhaps like a candle almost, like a very, very faint candle. Not enough to illuminate anything, but they are light. With a profession engineer check. Go ahead, Buff.
Knowledge tech check.
So the two of you, and that would mean that you have come up here. You get your eyes on them, and it's clear there's some kind of magical thing, but both of you recognize grenades when you see them. They're very, like, they are created magically. If you were to touch them, they would probably feel kind of like Jello. You would be like, they would
grenades,
more or less. You would, like, you pick them up, they're about the size of a baseball, it would feel very jello-y, and then, like, you throw it, and then upon, like, if you were to squeeze, if you pick up one and, like, squeeze real hard, it would explode in your hand. But to just pick it up lightly is fine. Almost like weaponized napalm, that kind of thing. Quantity, and there's about a dozen.
Things are starting to... I had trouble catching a bit of that, so...
Did anybody else have problems hearing me?
I've been hearing stuttering most of the time we've been on here.
I got everything.
Yeah, fair enough.
So with the knowledge, engineering, and technology check, we know that these are some sort of weaponized magical orb thingies?
Magic
Basically.
grenades.
Yeah.
Okay.
Detect magic. I'm going to attempt to see if I can find out more.
Okay. Yeah,
Fair enough.
they definitely ping, like, moderate, I don't know if the school, moderate, like, I think the elements are schools. They are
Vacation?
not evocation, more like fire.
Yeah, in FFD20, they don't have like abdication, evocation. It's just whatever element it is.
Right. And Soul, which means Soul has made Soul's way up forward to see these things. There are, again, there's about a dozen of them, and it's caster level 7, we'll say. Caster level y'all. They are about a dozen, basically like a necklace of fireballs, but the idea is they are fire 3 on an orb. The range increment is like throwing a splash weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on.
So it's like, they're like alchemist like bombs then.
More or less. Except these are much stronger. Those come down to... we'll treat the int, whiz, or cha as if it was 10. It'd be 5d6 plus 7 fire damage.
Ooh.
I'll relay what I figured out about their capabilities and leave them for whoever can make the best use of them.
Probably the 2 military guys.
Yeah. I'm more likely to give them to Alorn than me. I'm not high strength based.
You don't necessarily need to be. I believe that is on the end of a touch attack. to double check,
Yes, but how far I can throw it.
which is D20 plus Dex. Range increments of 10 feet. It's basically just like a bomb.
All right, I'll go ahead and cut a hole in the other side so we can just walk through.
Okay. After doing so, it's more than easy enough to do so. There's nothing that's going to explode.
So said this was this is a demilitarized but we finding military supplies on here.
That does seem to track.
But when you explore in this world, you bring along weapons to protect yourself.
Are you saying that these were brought here by somebody else who had been here?
I'm saying that this might have just been, well, you've seen some metal bars sticking out of the back of my backpack. And, whenever I say,
Metal
I'm
bars,
carrying
are you referring to the
these.
guns?
Say again?
Metal bars, are you referring to guns?
No, I'm talking pieces of angle iron about 3 foot long with a taped compound on top of them on one side.
Okay. Never mind. I was just
Those
Brienne
were
was just saying that like you guys mentioned before that this, you know what? Never mind.
Okay.
I think I know what you're getting at. That's some pretty heavy ordnance for a civilian vessel.
Yeah, exactly. Really civilian.
I'm chalking it up to the out of character. It's like Star Trek. Yes, they come in peace, but they also pack phasers.
They have weaponry. Yeah, sure.
Well, I would like to point out that Materia Corps does hostile takeovers in the literal sense, and they were trying to come here to ravage the resources of this island. I really don't think this thing's been demilitarized. Truthfully, when it gets down to it, the ship probably just was not fully outfitted before leaving.
It also could have been a clandestine operation of some sort.
Right. Well, let's keep looking.
Yes.
We'll find out more as we go along, hopefully.
Okay. Did we check in this container directly in front of Nigel?
I think that's where we found the grenade.
Okay.
Yes, that is correct.
So we've made passageway through, and now we're able to get past that.
Right. And as you guys get to where Parallax is flying, Parallax can see there are several containers that are all. It doesn't seem to have been done naturally, or not naturally, but like by someone rather. But there's definitely a bunch of those containers have all serendipitously fallen on top of each other to block the passage, and it's very unstable. They are the proverbial Jenga blocks that are about to fall out. Several of them stick out at odd angles. Some of them are just stuck because they happen to be wedged between two of them.
Well,
now comes the question. Do we pull a key one out using a rope? Or do we... Well, first I'd like to check what's in this container as soon as I can get over there.
Okay. Give me a perception
trying to
check.
make sure that I will do the engineering check to make sure this one's not a structural block.
Okay, that makes sense. That one's not. That one is just kind of there, wedged up. And as you look around, this is the first one where serendipitously I said that word like 4 times this stream. Good for Tommy. The door, the way to open the container faces you guys.
Well, the torch in case it's locked.
Okay, so you run the torch to it, and everyone's tokens are where they are on the board as this happens. Running through the torch, it's not hard to get through where like the hinges are. It's very simple. Then the door comes open, and as it does, a skeleton falls out. Not like right on top of Tikisri, but basically to land almost right on top of her. A humanoid individual, its face or what is left of it staring up at you. As that happens, if we could roll for initiative. As the body falls out, let's have these two. Where do they appear? They appear here. They come through the wall. A pair of Nigel and Tikisri would easily enough recognize, like Air Force fatigues. Their faces covered in a mask, their goggles up, their skin pale and almost see-through. They emerge out from the wall and reach out to grasp at our dragon man. So swinging in at a plus, this is a new character sheet that I'm not used to looking at. Where is my, there we go, plus that. Well, this resolves against the touch of our Durgan. A 25 and a 25. Nice.
Consider him also flat-footed, sure.
Okay. And how do you feel about shadow damage?
I think I have. Where am I? Lost my cage. Go ahead. Shadow damage.
Okay. Shadow damage doesn't hurt you. If you could make a fort save 2 times. And it's kind of vaguely meta, but I don't super understand the blue mage yet. If something hits you that you could learn, do you know when it happens? I guess I'm tipping the GM screen here, but I want to make sure I don't short you.
If
Sorry.
something happens,
Happens what?
If something happens that if you get hit by an attack or effect that would be something you could learn, do you know immediately?
No.
Okay, gotcha. Well, these guys reach out into you and their hands go inside you, and as that happens, it's awkward to do this to a dragon because it's not necessarily the worst thing to happen. But you, rather than age into a bigger, stronger, better version of yourself, rather the flesh around where you've been hit seems to just what the humanoids would consider old age. Your skin gets wrinkly and sad, and it loses its elasticity as we swing in for that, and then you made one of the saves, so it's half for one of them. So this one is half.
Okay.
And then this one is full, so 24 and then 11 shadow damage. As it passes to Nigel.
Okay. As far as they are concerned, am I stealthed from them?
Did you just roll something like a stealth check? Or do you have other means?
Okay, I'll use a swift action, activate my adaptive cloak. So that's the equivalent of a vanish spell.
Okay, that works.
So, and with that, I draw a bead on the first one and fire.
Alrighty.
Does 26 hit?
26 definitely hits. What are you shooting with exactly? I see a Machina rifle, but is there anything else about it? Is it enchanted?
No,
okay.
It's not. And unfortunately, I don't get to use the fun part yet.
No,
but
fun parts.
That should that was a pretty nice roll.
What
was the actual
3 and 5?
That was a D20. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was a 16. so I don't get 4 times damage.
Boo. And as you lean up and get a beat on this guy and fire, the bullet passes directly through him, and he seems to be unaffected, other than to just kind of vaguely turn your direction.
You actually had cover from them. You didn't actually have to use your cloak. Keep in mind that the action required for a stealth check is usually none, but you can stealth as part of a move action.
Oh, well, I shall remember in the future.
Is that all from Nigel?
Well, since that's the case, I will put my last action will be to put the rifle down and draw my sword.
Okay, so you've used a part of a move action essentially and a standard action, so you no longer have the action economy to draw a sword. I just didn't know if you had like a free or swift action.
No, not at this point.
Alrighty, on to Soul it goes then.
Given the nature of undead and the text of cure, am I able to use the heal spell as an area effect for undead?
You cut out for me after area effect of undead.
Unless the spell itself says it's an area of effect, no, you'd have to use channeling.
That is also the case, though.
Okay, so it's a 20-foot radius burst.
Okay, they are... Oh, give me that ruler. It was really hard to get Roll20 to read the DPS squares as actual distance. The closest one is 64 feet away from you.
Thankfully, it's a medium range spell, and it's a 20-foot radius burst at the site of effect.
Ah, got you. What spell are you casting?
I am trying to decide that.
Okay. Well, as you're trying to decide the spell, just to, not to like immediately cut you off, but so we're not sitting waiting on spells, we will, because there's a lot of people on the board, we'll treat it like a held action. It passes to the lizard wizard, who sees the light coming off of Nigel's torch, and in the light there are ghostly figures reaching out and grabbing at folks. What do you do, Josh?
Oh, me? Well, I don't see any explodey thing. I don't see any ghouly things. I just see my little light and darkness.
Indeed, you
You
are.
hear gunshots.
Yeah, you hear the sound of a bullet ping off a metal wall. We don't have to do the. This isn't Shadowrun. It could be dangerous, but it won't be because it's fantasy.
Well, I just don't want to launch a card and then end up exploding somebody's limbs that I care about.
Okay.
Oh,
so-
he cares
You could-
about us.
So I'm gonna go look at my ye old spell list and see if there's something there that'll help me. Well, certainly I think mage armor would be appropriate right now, so I'm gonna mage armor myself.
Okay, fair enough. The lizard wizard casts up a mage armor.
And I will hold myself at the ready. Is that a +4? Or let me look up the details on it.
It's a +4 armor bonus.
Yeah, I'm sure that one didn't change much.
Right, there we go. Yeah, there's a little arrow that you can click to get ye old details. So
Ye olde details. Any move, swift action from you?
And if memory serves, the container in front of you, you can walk through at this point.
Yeah.
We've been cutting
Yeah, put a
holes.
hole.
All right, so I'll walk through it.
Okay, so you would end up.
I am brave.
Yeah, you can occupy the same square as like Solar or Nigel because it goes farther out, up and down. So then as you move...
Okay, so I'm there now.
Indeed. Still can't quite see what Nigel's shooting at, but it's like... He's definitely like, as you move forward, his gun goes off. Soul got a beat on what spell Soul is casting?
Yes, I am casting Healaga.
Healaga. Alrighty. So
And since
good.
it's positive energy and I am targeting the undead, so they take 22 points of damage. Will save for half.
Okay. Sounds good. You reach forward and begin the incantations, and I check my will save. And this is not channel, so I do not get my channel resistance, so I just roll that. Okay, what's my DC?
Wisdom modifier is 4. Is it still 10 plus spell level plus casting modifier?
I assume. So I have a 17 and a 9.
Defender wins, so the 17 successfully gets half damage of that,
Okay.
and the 9 fails.
Alright, so is it just 15 damage, or is it something that gets rolled? Except it heals allies.
It's actually 22 damage.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, I understand. 22 damage here. And is it will for half, did you say?
Yes, so
Yeah,
the one that rolled the 17 takes half.
Got you. Okay. You cast out at them, and do you have to choose to heal the living or harm the undead when you cast heal in FFD20? I'm not 100%.
Oh, I think it's just an area. Are there any allies within that area? But I don't think anyone's taken any damage.
You would heal Parallax for 22.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Fair enough. So Parallax feels his body go back to less than aged. And now, which one are you, my friend? Yes?
In that case, the healing effect is empowered, so it would be 33 for Parallax, because it is not damaging undead.
Nice. Get back.
I love the life domain. It is my friend.
Sounds good. Also, bang. Here we go. Appearing behind the party, where Aloran is another one of these spooky ghosts, and it reaches out and tries to do a touch against your touch. Dirty 20.
Yeah, that hits.
Make a fort
Is
save.
this a second? Is this one of the two that we already met, or a third one?
Metagaming.
It's right behind me.
This is the first one you've seen. Make a fort save.
21.
Which passes. You'll take half. All of that experimenting on you means that your body probably will age weird anyway, so as this thing reaches in and tries to draw the vitality out of you, it doesn't quite function the way you'd think it would. So half of that, 11 shadow damage.
In that moment when my only resistance is holy.
And that's him. It passes to Kisri.
Do either one of them look damaged more than the other, or what?
The one on behind Parallax looks like it took more from the burst of holy energy. More of it has come apart than the other one.
Okay. Is there a way to excuse me, is there a way to do a automatic secondary attack on this thing? Do you know?
I'm not sure what you mean. Like in the on the character sheet?
For your BAB. Yeah, because I'm not seeing a way to do it with the weapons.
I assume no, then we'll just calculate it after the dice come down.
Okay.
Alrighty.
And those are against touch. The first one's 33, 9 damage. The second one's a 15, 11 damage.
Okay, fair enough. And somebody is going to have to remind me because I'm brain farting. When a ghost gets hit by elemental damage, do they take the full thing? I will double check.
I currently have shadow form, and it takes ghost touch to hit me. So
seems good.
I don't know.
Good thing these are ghosts and they're good at touching. Let me check the incorporeal trait real quick. I was hoping the guy who GM PFS might know it off the top of his head, because I very rarely
Sorry,
use
half.
ghosts. Ah,
Unless
thank you.
it's
Actually,
ectoplasmic.
no, I lied.
Unless it's an ectoplasmic spell. Or force. Force does full damage.
Gotcha. Thank you very much. So then that's...
Actually, I lie. It's I require Ghost Touch to make melee attacks. I apologize.
Okay. Makes sense. And then that much is that much. Math is fun. Welcome to Pathfinder. Boom. Okay, so you fire down and the lasers hit, and there's probably some like minor perforations in the other side of the wall as the lasers go through and through these guys. You're able to burn off some of the ectoplasm, but again, they mostly just continue hovering aimlessly. Anything else from me, my dude?
No, that's it.
Alrighty. And how about another one? Here you go, Nick.
Sorry about that.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. How's a 16 over Brienne's touch?
Let me double check that because I think I actually have a decent touch.
Okay.
Hold on.
You are currently flat-footed, so you do not add your dexterity.
Oh, well, in that case, it probably does hit me.
Alright, give me that fort save.
I will try to.
That's the spirit. Yes, you will. Why, yes, you will. Okay, half of that. This thing reaches in and draws into you, and your skin begins to look like Jareth's sphinxy self. Nice. Natural 19. And it's on a Lauren.
Meow.
Ah. I should do that. It'll wake the Achilles.
Okay.
Alright, Lauren, what you got?
Alright then. So, free action, just drop the rifle on the ground. Kind of like as a move action. Unsheath and draw my knight sword.
Okay.
Swift action, I use my quick cast ability from my Mage class to cast upon myself Might. That increases my strength by a +4 for 7 hours. Yes, 7 hours.
Feels righteous.
Yeah. So then that will make my strength temporarily a +5. Let me just mark all this down. I draw the sword. The sword is two-handed. Quick cast effectively is just using the quick and meta magic, but it doesn't, quick cast meta magic, but I don't actually cast extra MP. It's just free thing for me.
Hooray.
And so then I'm gonna take 2 slashes at this thing. That's a plus. It's a +12 and a +7 to hit. 15. Ugh. 14.
Ooh, those both miss. You swing in, and there's the force that is keeping it together, basically, is enough to repel your sword. Maybe not like bounce off, but like you slide gently the other way. The ghost looks dispassionately at you.
I need to change my dice color. That's it for me. That's like all of my actions.
Alrighty, next up. I have to get off the Twitch chat. There were people talking about spooky ghosts in the Twitch chat. Next up is your new best friend, and it likes Saul, I think. Comes out basically right in front of the three of you. I'm gonna try to do a touch on Saul. I don't think a 12 gets there, though. This is where we learn Saul has like 8 decks.
It does not.
Alright, fair enough. You're able to... There's probably some sort of, like, white mage spidey sense as this thing comes out, and you're able to dodge out of the way of it. And now it's on Brienne.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start a battle dance and attempt to punch this stupid ghost in the face.
Seems good.
Amulet of Mighty Fists.
Alrighty.
Right, let's do this. And with Battle Dance, when I have that active, I do get 1 extra attack.
Okay. So you're like a monk, basically. It's like a weird flurry of blows.
But only when I do, like... It's like a bardic performance, but...
I see. So do your allies get a buffed when you do that?
Everyone gets a It's just a +1 to morale right now.
Okay.
Morale bonus on attack and saves.
Nice.
First attack doesn't hit.
It does not. Second one does hit. Okay, fair enough.
Only for 4 damage.
Only for 4 damage, but your weapon is magic, so it doesn't get there.
At least you hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm playing a Magus, and I still can't hit.
Yeah, but all I did was a love tap against this thing.
But the love tap does resolve, as the first one kind of like goes through the padding of its flak jacket, but the second one an uppercut to the neck and jaw region. It recoils back. And if that is all?
Yep, that's all I can do right now. I can't get out of position without provoking attacks.
At the bottom of the order, it is our dragon friend.
Actually, one thing I want to bring up, now the way that this is arranged right now, we're on the edge of the map, but
there is an
the
up
only
and down.
movement
Yeah.
attack.
I'm sorry.
Right now, it assumes that we're only in two dimensions.
Right, you can move up and down. Just like mark as if you were flying, you would mark your height, basically.
Like, we couldn't move, up, down, left, and right.
You can.
Only in, what about, I don't know how to explain it, because, the way that this is arranged is weird.
Just imagine
Right.
you are flying.
No.
Yeah.
In any case, on to Parallax.
Yes. So, I don't like to have two big things on me, so I'm going to full attack, and that kind of hurt, so I'm going to be reckless, and my attacks are magical, and I don't see any buff icons for the character sheets. Does it have any?
Not that I'm aware on the character sheets now.
Okay, just I guess +1 to all these attacks then.
Sure.
Let's go with the one to the left first.
Okay. Reckless Dragon Bite! You definitely bite in. That connects.
Okay. 2 claws. And 2 wings. And smack with my tail.
And the tail hits for that much more. Yeah, if you'd like to flavor that kill.
All right. Just lashing out like a scared dragon and biting like crazy. Is
Do you have Ghost Touch on your attacks?
I am magical. That's why I was doing half damage with all of them.
Mm-hmm. Which is enough to have still taken it down.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of
It's like-
damage there.
Yeah. Woo!
And down
Okay,
it goes. You
a
punch
little
it,
more
you fling it, it floats, then kind of discombobulates, and bits of ectoplasm kind of just float off into the air, Firefly style. Final Fantasy X is my favorite Final Fantasy. Anyway, is that all?
Yeah, I take a breath and turn to the other one and snarl.
Fair enough. And it doesn't like that, and it's its turn, and it's gonna look at its spell-like abilities. Meanie. Okay, what can I do? I could do that. That sounds fun. Or I could do that. There's a lot of things I could do. Let's do... Yeah, that sounds fun. Okay, so this thing, rather than reach out and grab you like it did before, it kind of just... Its mouth opens and rapidly distends, its jaw dropping down to its belly button as if to breathe in air that it no longer can. Its whole body does a... And I need a fortitude save from counting the squares, just Parallax.
Okay. Fortitude.
Indeed.
There's Matude.
Nice. You did it. Is there the... Or that. So that is literally just the thing that you avoid, I think. Or suffer that, and the do. Yeah, fair enough. So you can, as this happens, you can feel the air being drawn from your own lungs, but you're able to steel yourself and shake it off. It will do nothing else. I assume it FFD20 does not mark if my supernaturals are standard actions. I will assume they are. Nigel, you're on.
Yeah.
Well, given that my rifle was ineffective, I will power up the Mako weapon short sword,
Alrighty.
and I will see if I can take a slap our good friend. Oh, I need to change that over because I do use my intelligence as my attack modifier, thanks to the enhancement I have in the sword itself.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, give me just 1 second. I want to make sure I have the right secondary added on. No, I don't want gambler. I want engineer.
I mean, I want gambler. That class looks real good.
Yes. I was looking for so I'll burn 1 charge for that. As a +1 class damage. Okay. Okay, and okay, and I'll also burn the second one for the second charge. It grants me the feat weapon focus.
Okay.
For my Mako as well. So weapons focus gets you I forget what that adds, but
a +1 to attack rolls.
+1 to attack. So that would be a 14 versus armor class.
And that misses.
Yep.
Cause that's natural.
That's the best I can do, I assume.
Okay. In that case, it passes to the man who's being cheered on in Twitch chat, the Lizard Wizard. There was a distinct yay, Lizard Wizard.
Him, my Lizard Wizard.
He's not. They're not being disrespected.
Oh, cheer! I thought you said chewed on.
I'm being cheered in Twitch chat.
The exact words from Wither Sands were "Yay, Lizard Wizard" with no spaces, and it's on you.
I have groupies now.
You did it. Well done. And it's not just the mayor back in town. Anyway, what you got for me?
What I've got for you is I see a scary thing in front of me. And since I got groupies, I guess it's time we rock. So let's throw some Thunder 2 at it.
Alrighty. I assume the rules for casting defensively work the same. It will provoke if you do not cast defensively.
Casting defensively?
So you would roll a d20 plus 7 plus your intelligence modifier, with a DC being 15 plus double the spell level. Otherwise, it would provoke an attack of opportunity.
Well, like it's saying DC 15, 3d6 plus 3 plus 7, and I was just going to roll the dice.
Right, yeah, that's the damage that you would do. But since you are casting a spell, and this guy is close enough to you that he could reach out and grab you, it would provoke an attack of opportunity unless you cast defensively.
Okay. So casting defensively, that's gonna do what?
You would roll a d20 and you would add 7, your level, and your intelligence modifier, which I believe is 3. I'm not looking at the sheet right now.
Yeah, it's 3.
So a d20 plus 10. And actually, to make double sure, let me bring up the sheet here. I don't know what feats you have, but you might have taken... nope. Okay, I wasn't sure if you had combat casting or not. You do not. So it would just be a d20 plus 10, and we're trying to beat a spells thunder. Did you say thunder 2?
Thunder 2. So that's a level
2 spell.
That's level 2.
So you need to beat a 19.
Sure.
And so you do. Okay, it does not provoke. The spell resolves.
So let me roll my damage here.
Okay, you should be able to just click on. Indeed. Okay, nice. So reflex for partial at DC 15. There is a boom of energy, and out comes that. And my reflex is plus that. At 22, so I take half of that. You cast into the thing and the thunder hits him, but he kind of discorporates around it. A lot of the lightning like sparks out, and everyone sees the light probably for a couple of seconds. Nevertheless, the damage is damage. Anything else?
I'm going to take a 5. Well, I can't go any further back, can I?
You can take a 5-foot step back into where the hole was cut, or you could treat it as if you were flying and take a 5-foot step up. Basically, up as you see it on the board, but the lizard wizard would see it as to his right.
Yeah, I don't believe I haven't cast fly, so...
Right, but you don't need to. Like, on the board, if you were to cast fly, you would move, like, that way. I know I moved soul, but you understand. Everything is oriented as if you were walking on the wall, but you see the floor. Like you, Josh, looking at your computer. So the 5-foot step would take you up.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay, understood.
Take a 5-foot step up.
Got you. Pass it to soul.
I cast Heal Aura again.
Okay, would you like to cast defensively?
My view is a little strange. I'm looking at the map. Which undead I can target?
Okay, there is the one that you could probably hit the one behind you. There's one behind you you could hit. There's one above you you could hit as well.
Well, it's a 20-foot radius with a 40-foot diameter.
Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. So you could probably hit 2 of them. Yeah, there's line of effect has been broken basically by cutting through a thing, but there is still one in your threat range, so it's a cast defensively or it provokes kind of scenario.
Yes, I will cast defensively.
Alrighty. Okay, if you can make that roll
what
for
do
me.
we roll for concentration again?
It's D20 plus 7 plus your casting mod.
Oh, okay.
Whenever you are ready. And yes, that is why you were oriented sideways, Idaho, is because up is that way. When I first made this dungeon, I wanted to do it to where it was at a 45-degree angle, but that's even more confusing. I'm sure that resolves. Alrighty, time for my will saves. I got 2 of them. Boom, bam, boom. And it adds... Oh, that number. Okay. So the first one has a 20. The second one has a 21.
Both succeed.
Alrighty.
11 damage.
They both pass. They both take 11 points of holy damage. They don't like it because it definitely cuts through their ability to resist things and is antithesis to how they live. Anything else?
There's really nothing I can do. Positioning looks okay.
Okay.
So I think I'm done. I have no fast effects.
Alrighty. What can I do to a Lauren? I have so many things I could do to a Lauren.
Oh, and every ally within the area of effect heals 33 hit points.
That would... Did you say 40-foot radius?
40-foot diameter.
40-foot diameter. So that would just reach a Lauren and Brienne.
Yes.
Speaking of Lauren and Brienne, Should make effect was inflicted. That sounds fun.
How much do we get back?
33.
Thank God for dedicated healers.
Indeed. Could Brienne and
Yeah.
Lauren both make will saves for me?
Wait, what?
Can we what?
Make will saves.
Ew.
The ghost begins to. It's more of the same. Its jaw distends, but rather than the
25?
air being pulled from your lungs, it just sort of everything gets real woozy. Lauren passes.
I do not. Probably.
You do not. And roll a d6 for me, Nick, if you would.
Okay.
For 6 rounds, you will have the cursed status.
Curse of what?
The cursed status.
Uh,
Which is, I will grab it right now, because actually I'm not entirely sure myself. It causes you to be unable to perform your limit break. Nice.
is that all?
Yep, so you can't do the really crazy powerful thing when I get you to
That's
half
not
health.
nearly as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah, I was expecting a -6 to an ability score.
Some
Oh, well.
classes have great limit breaks. Some classes, the limit breaks
Yeah,
are
but
meh.
yeah, but that's usually like just an insurance policy more than a S feature sometimes.
Unless you're playing a Dark Knight.
Unless you're playing a Dark Knight, yes.
Indeed.
Speak for yourself. My limit break is Studley.
A lot of the
I
limit
know,
breaks
I'm
are
not
very
saying they're
stubborn.
not awesome, but
My
I'm just
limit break
saying
is
it's
I
not necessarily something
literally-
you absolutely need to rely on. I don't know.
My limit break is I literally cannot die.
Seems
like I
good.
said, they're awesome, but
You're awesome. It
It's
passes to
different.
Kisri.
Hey, did that ghost move out of my range or something? Or
It-
is he still...
It 5 foot stepped forward. I'm sorry, I should have said that.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure, because I saw you, like, move it up, and I was like, oh.
I just wanted to make sure while Nick was talking I could cheat, actually. But you caught me, so oopsie. No,
All right,
it
at
5
this
foot stepped.
point,
It's
I
to
cannot-
Kisri's turn.
At this point, I cannot look at the map, so it's theater of the mind for me.
Roger that.
But if that one that was above my head is still there, I'm just going to take 2 shots at it.
Got you. It is still there.
Pew, pew!
Oh my, that was weird. At first it didn't load for me. Both of those do connect. The laser passes through. It obviously continues to dodge a lot of it, but I see on
And,
mine,
that's
Takisri attempted to make
basically
6
mine.
rolls, but the results were never received. Fair enough. Okay. On to the next roll.
Hold on. What results were not received?
I got both the attack rolls and both the damage rolls. It just said that there was
Yeah,
some...
we got him. It just gave us a weird error note in Roll20.
Yeah, I'm sure it's nothing. Famous last words.
Okay.
Okie dokie. On to the next ghost, the one in front of Brienne. What can I do to Brienne? What would hurt Brienne the most? That one's already happened. That's fun, but we don't necessarily want to do it. That seems fun. Yeah, sure. As a standard action, this will also hit some of the people on the other side of the cone, too, I believe. Boom. Yeah, that will hit Nigel, Soul, the Lizard Wizard, Brienne, and Aloran. If they all could make will saves as the...
Oh, golly, gee whiskers.
It opens its mouth, and rather than a whale, the sound of an airship being rent in half, steel on steel.
I need to
Echoes
make another
out.
will save, too.
If you would, please.
21.
Yahtzee.
Whew, that is a nat 20.
That's a good time for it.
nice.
Okay, I need one from Soul as well.
What kind of save?
A will save, the one you're good at.
You should make this, friend. You'll
Alright.
make this.
Rolls a
You'll
2.
You'll go fly, friend.
Where's the save button? Ah, here they
Combat.
are.
Okay. I will grab the ability as you roll that save for me. This is a sonic, mind-affecting fear effect. If that might
Ew.
cause you to be any better at anything. Is there literally a guitarist archetype for the bard? That's beautiful.
Yes, there is.
I love that so
There's
much.
also a Skyrim archetype of the bard.
Nice.
You literally become
Yeah.
the Dovahkiin.
I can be that
Yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh card.
No, you can literally be the Dragonborn and scream at people.
Nice. Still need that
You
will
can
save.
Fusro
Oh
Dapi.
my god, I would love. How did I overlook that? I would love to have picked
How
up.
did you overlook that?
I don't know. I never looked at the Bard archetypes.
Alrighty. I do believe that means Saul just passes. Just barely squeezing out there. Everybody who's not Nigel is able to keep their feelings together.
Tommy,
Yes.
you're kind of cutting out for us. I don't mean that
Yeah.
as in like your internet's going out. I mean like you might want to increase your voice sensitivity because it seems like your mic is starting to pick you up and then cut you out when you drop your voice a bit.
I see. Oh, that's probably... I know what that is. Hang on 1 second. I'll just kick that off. Better? I'm going to keep talking for a second. Better?
Oh yeah, this sounds so much better.
Okay, so I just...
At least for me.
I turned off my noise
It
gate.
sounds great.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So
That's
for
noticeably better.
nice. I'll just have to mess with my noise gate for this place. 2d4, and there's just going to be a lot of car noises now. For the next 6 rounds, and I suppose I apologize if people who are watching have not been able to understand me. Nigel is panicked for the next 6 rounds. So Nigel loses his cool, drops his sword, and must flee at top speed from the source of his fear, as well as any other dangers, along a random path. Can't take any other actions, and takes a -2 on saves, skill checks, and ability checks. And now it's on Lauren.
Ew. Well, I'm not happy. Things are not going well. I don't like these ghosts.
Please
I trigger
hit them.
swift action. I trigger dark side. Dark side. I take 7 points of damage onto myself.
That's not what I thought. I heard dark side. I'm like, he's firing Omega beams.
Well, considering the fact I'm now making 2 attacks, one at a +19 and one at a +14, do those hit?
Yeah, they both hit.
They bounce
Oh.
against the
Jesus.
walls and all that stuff.
How much?
So
All
this
that
is
damage.
1d10 plus 13
Well,
twice.
nice. Is your weapon enchanted, by the way?
Yes, it's a +1, and that's not even using my arcane pool.
Got you. Just to be sure, before all this big talking means you did no damage.
Oh,
Whoa.
no.
Oh my god, that's a lot.
Ross,
Yeah,
be sure to tell us when you drop out of Dark Side as well.
I will.
Does something happen?
Because
when he does
until Darkside ends, nobody can heal me. Only I can heal myself. All your heal spells will do nothing to me.
that?
Of course, I
Edgelord
haven't
dot
told
character
any of you
sheet.
this. So, like, meta knowledge, nothing you guys will do will help me right now. Player knowledge, what the hell? He's gone into some weird mystic rage sort of thing.
Indeed. Bells, frogs, big cherries, Peter Pan, magic cheese, Sephiroth.
I
We all
just
know
kind
that
of
movie.
imagined it, my skin grew even paler, and like all of a sudden, my veins grew almost even redder, and I just kind of look almost like a ghoul sort of beast, as my eyes just kind of turn, like the white of my eyes turns red, and like my veins almost start to glow a ghoulish sort of
Yeah.
red.
Spooky. Anything else?
Bree is freaking out.
And here I just thought it kind of looked like your face kind of was covered by a black mask and your breathing sounded like you're on a respirator.
No, I'm from the new trilogy. We're not allowed to have that, we're not allowed to have that sort of puny stuff. We have to have all that avant-garde sort of fancy, like the true enemies, the demons within sort of fanciness.
You're also not allowed.
Also, they got to show up their CGI budget.
Anyways,
In any case, if that's all from Lauren, next up is the ghost. Who do I think I like the white mage the least. Yeah, I gotta like that white mage the least. That's how it goes. They hurt me the mostest. I'm gonna. What is the best to do? You all have saved against that. I can't do that. So I guess I'm just gonna be boring and do just an attack, I guess. Okie dokie. So plus Dark Knights do indeed seem to be awesome. Plus, that equals a 21 over Soul's Touch.
Touch.
Touch. Make a fort save.
Yeah, touch. That hit.
Okay. Fort for half, 27 shadow damage. And while he's making that fort save, we will pass to Brienne.
Okay, so could I acrobatics to move from where I am to over here so that I'm out of range of the ghosts? Acrobatics?
Yes, you can. Over there, CMD, as I'm waiting on a fortitude save from Spellcraft. And acrobatics from Brienne.
Yeah, sorry, hold on.
Spellcraft
Oh
takes...
no!
Nothing extra bad happens. He takes 27 points of shadow damage. Spellcraft does.
I guess out of
I think-
all times to roll a
Okay,
nat
here.
1, a saving throw like that is not the worst.
It is an auto fail.
And just a reminder, I treat my perform as my acrobatics because that is a class feature for dancers.
Nice. Can you roll it one more
Wow.
time? You're moving through the third range of two guys.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's a 3. Dang.
Yes.
Okay.
Final Fantasy classes are good at what they do.
I definitely want to play one at some point. This looks super fun.
I am very agile.
The 31 is more than enough to dodge out away
What?
to one of them, but the 21
Okay.
just fails.
And now
so...
I'm going, because it's the only thing that can do full damage, I am going to try and blast it in the one of them in the face with my power staff.
But before that happens, does a 21 hit, or 22 hit you?
Acrobatics?
Yes. You rolled a 21, which fails. The
Ah,
31
you're right.
passes.
Okay.
And then, assuming a 22 breaks your touch, 26 shadow damage, fort for half.
Ouch.
That's a little bit, but that's fine.
Okay. It might be less, it might be 13.
We already got healed back for like 30 damage, so again, that'll be fine.
Okay.
But I am gonna try and again with my power staff.
Of course. If you could make a fortitude save first, please. That passes by a mile. Dang. Look at you go. That was a 19, fair enough. Okay. I just thought the dancer had a really good fort save.
Oh, that's me right now.
I do have a ridiculous reflex though.
I bet you do. Alright, proceed with your turn.
Okay, and this is against touch.
I'm sure that hits.
And this is holy damage from this power staff I got, so does it cut through?
It definitely hurts them quite a bit. Yep. You fire in a 17 is probably more than enough to hit their touch. It's actually exactly what you needed to hit their touch. So you point your staff and fire, and a bolt of holy energy collides with this thing.
Aha!
And it burns us. Anything else?
Can do a thing.
You can do a thing.
That's all I can do.
Alright, Parallax.
Not like how tough these things are.
All right, back to So I was reading Creature Magic because finally have the chance to try to use it, and it doesn't list any kind of action for it. So it seems like it's the same kind of action as using a spellcraft check. So I figure that's how I treat it as one. I've already complained about this ability, and they kind of ridiculed me for it. So, these undead, like, is this knowledge religion?
Yes, they are behind knowledge religion checks.
Okay, so to learn that what that spell is that they, or that ability, supernatural ability they used on me, if I can indeed learn it as a blue mage, the DC is listed on there. So I just make the check to do that.
If you would, please, yeah. Alrighty. So when you roll that, is it specifically something that was used on you first, or is it anything they have?
What the thing that I witnessed them do. It says if you witness a creature use its abilities, blue mage to learn by making appropriate knowledge skill check.
Got you. Okay. So
May
you
I
begin
chime
to...
in a bit on creature magic?
Please,
Yes.
yeah.
As someone who has GM'd the system a bit longer than you, Tommy, and as someone who's played in games with other members of the FFD20 community, it's in my experience that creature magic has been just kind of done when the person sees it.
Mhm.
Because in the Final Fantasy series, creature magic is just like a thing that automatically triggers. So it's just kind of this free action that always triggers whenever the
Okay.
blue mage gets a chance. It's supposed to be really in the blue mage's favor because otherwise they don't have any good ways of getting spells.
They have to get hit before they get their spells. Okay, so...
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
It's normally a reaction that's free. So
Okay, I'll bear that in mind for the future. For now, you
Okay,
try
this,
to...
so,
You try to learn the thing, and you can't quite get your your mind
so
around
it's
it.
high there.
Yeah. DC's a little too high for a 19.
Okay, well then I am going to stare at it and sniff its little shadow. I guess it is a shadow, so I just sniff it
Yeah.
to scan it, because I'm going to use another handy little blue mage ability. To analysis, it's a standard action.
Okay.
Analysis.
Analysis-ize.
Okay. So I do the thing, and then I do... Read a creature's essence, granting unlocks... Blue Mage unlocks...
Let me take a looky-loo here.
Yeah, I thought there was this character sheet, because with the spells I can just click it and it sends it on there.
Makes sense.
Just
Blue
copy it
Mage.
into the chat.
FFD20. Ah, I see. You go 7 a day. Blue Mage draw upon stuff to do a thing. Requires standard action. Doesn't provoke. Blue Mage unlocks new analysis abilities. The Blue Mage's analysis can affect a single creature. Blue Mage. Okay. Requires an appropriate knowledge check. Okay. So if you could make a knowledge religion check for me.
Yeah. And I'll do a lucubrate too, to give us a bonus if I get it right.
Okay. Makes sense. And then that would, if you pass the knowledge check, you would be able to know everything you could learn from it. And you passed the knowledge check. Okay. So the thing about the ghosts in FFD20 is they are a mess of abilities that a blue mage can learn. Everything I've done so far, including the corrupting touch ability, is something you can learn. So they have... That gives you... I guess that gives you the name of the thing you can do and a general description of. So corrupting touch is the one that does shadow damage, and it's fort for half. The ability to make things panicked for 2d4 rounds, Frightful Moan, is also something you can learn. They have an ability called Grave Reel, which is the thing that tried to draw the essence out of you into it to do damage and then heal itself, is also something you can learn. And there is one more ability that you've yet to see called Ecto Smash. For a grand total of 1, and the curse ability as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, grand total of 5 abilities that Parallax could learn from a ghost.
Awesome.
Anything else?
So that'll give us plus 1 competence bonus on attack rolls made against this thing, plus an additional 1 for every 5, which I beat the knowledge check.
Okay. And you beat the knowledge check by 6.
Okay, so plus 2 to attack rolls for everybody.
Nice. Would that be all?
Stacked with the other one. Yeah, that was my standard action. I'm going to continue to be an umbrella for Tiki.
It begins to rain. Tikisri doesn't care at all. How's a 16 over Parallax's touch?
16 at this point. I think that's... Yeah, that'll hit me.
Okay.
I am all natural armor.
Got you. So after scanning this thing, you definitely know that it's doing the corrupting touch. Fortitude for half, 20 or 10 shadow damage. 20 shadow damage. Oof. Feels bad, man. And we pass to Nigel, who is still frightened, and Nigel will run up the wall to the top of it at the 50-foot mark. Just basically as we would see it looking down at our computer straight up. Doing so provokes from the shadow. I mean the ghost. It's not a shadow. Let's not all get scared. No strength damage here. A 22 over your touch.
That would get it, but about the only place where I could run would be into the container.
Right. So you're running in a random...
trying to break for the entrance, I'd see that ghost and stop. Turning back, there's the ghost that just got me, so I'm probably just kind of trying to hide in the container. So that's all I can do in my panic state.
The thing about it is it's running in a random direction, and basically, again, everyone looking at their tokens, for lack of a better way to say it, has a fly speed. You can move physically up to run up the wall, which is the floor, basically, for you guys.
Okay.
So then 20 shadow damage, fortitude -2 for half, for being threatened.
Okay.
Nigel's sword is in his square. It passes to the lizard wizard. All 20.
Ouch.
And Josh, you're on.
Well, I've got me a ghoulie in my face, and I don't like it. I attempted to throw a card at him, but I know if I do, it's I don't want it to hurt me when it goes boom. So I'm thinking, I want to just bite him. I'm gonna bite him on the nose.
Okay. I'm making his attack roll. Okay. A 19 would hit, but unless your bite is enchanted in some way, and I'm pretty sure it's not, you would just pass through because he's incorporeal. So you lean forward, you do a chomp, and through it goes.
Well, nuts.
Indeed. Anything else?
That's it.
Alrighty. Soul, you're on.
Okay. Is the Dark Knight out of range if I were to use Hialaga again?
Dark Knight's at 40 feet away from you.
It doesn't matter if you use it or not. I get no effect from it. It doesn't hurt me if you use it. You can go
I out
normal.
of range.
All right. I cast Hialaga, and that restores me to 4 hit points and damages the ghost.
Why, yes, it does. Will saves all around.
Yep.
So that's those 3 probably are all in range now. So that comes down to a plus that. Alrighty, I'm assuming the 12 and the 15 both choke pretty hard, but the 24 looks pretty good.
Yep.
So is it 22 damage still?
Yes.
Alrighty, just punching in the numbers here. Boom, bam. Okay. Anything else from you? Well, that would provoke if you'd like to cast defensively.
Oh, right. I should cast defensively. I forgot what to plug in the concentration valve.
Boo. D20 plus 7 plus your casting modifier. While you're making that roll. So basically what'll happen is either it goes down, fair enough. I assume it does. What's the level of the spell?
It is a 3rd level spell, so yeah.
You got it. Alrighty, fair enough. Any move action, swift action?
No real move actions I need to take.
Alrighty. In that case, this ghost is going to 5-foot step over here. It got shot in the face with holy power, and it doesn't like that because it hurts it more than anything else. At 25 to touch Brienne, which I'm sure does for 23 shadow damage at the end of a fortitude save for half, and it goes to Kisri, who still has 1 over to Kisri's head.
Well, let me do my
And then there's
attacking me.
Bit of a question for, has Parallax explained he can learn stuff from people?
No.
Yes.
Thanks.
Or wait.
Well,
he has to, like, a couple of, I think, like,
I don't think he's explained it to Lauren, or if he did, it might have been in the 1 week I wasn't here.
I think it's just the Sylvanchi that really gets it.
I don't
And
remember
Sol-
if he'd actually had said it while
I
we were
would've-
all in a group.
I would have shared this information because it's important, if nothing else, making conversation while we're eating at some.
All right,
enough.
well, that being the case, I'm just going to figure he's learning stuff and start walking back towards the others, or rather, flying back. I can't see the map, so just get me to where I can see one of the undead, and I'm going to fire at it.
Okay. You are presently, you are 70 feet away from one in your line of sight.
Okay, I have a 60-foot fly speed, so.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, hold on. Before you go any further, was I hit just now?
Yes, you were hit
Yes,
for-
that's a 25 to touch and a fortitude save for half the damage if it does hit your touch.
So
and that
all
is
23 shadow
below it.
damage. Yes.
Yeah.
quick question for Nigel. Did I get any benefit from that heal bomb?
Yes, you would.
I am.
Okay, how much?
33.
33.
Cool, thank you.
All right. 23 hits for 11 damage.
All right. Brienne is wavering.
That's all I got.
By the way.
Alrighty.
Who is wavering?
Hey.
All right, in that case, I did not move because I would have seen that beforehand and fired at the thing attacking him instead.
You don't have line of sight to the one attacking her.
Yeah.
Huh?
You don't have line of sight to the one that's attacking Brienne.
It's above the hole that you cut.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, never mind then.
Okay.
Unfortunately, only I can see it, and it is the one that I'm focus firing on.
Indeed. Hey, speaking of
Okay,
focus
well
fire-
then, in that case, I would have moved back towards the others and fired at the closest one.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And we're gonna try to grab onto Lauren. 5-foot step forward, corrupting
Is this a
touch.
spell?
It is a. It might be. It's a supernatural
Because I have-
ability.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say I have spell resistance of 12,
Oh, nice.
or 13 while in dark side.
You kids and your weird blood rage kind of effect is what that seems like to me. Boom!
That doesn't hit my touch.
You might as well have spell resistance. It's on you.
I do.
I mean, because it missed it, like, whoop off the side to no avail.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Swift action first. I just kind of look up at the one that's attacking Brianna, and just kind of whisper, "You die now." And I'm going to use an abyssal art, Soul Survivor. I designate this enemy up here as the Soul Survivor, and essentially, the effect will come into play when the enemy dies. And I have a number of rounds equal to my charisma modifier to kill it, and my charisma modifier is 4.
Alrighty.
And I'm still underneath the effects of dark side, so I take another 7 points of damage to myself.
Whew.
It's fine. I got 46 HP left.
Okay.
And,
For clarification, that you have to be the one to kill it.
yes. No. It just needs to die. I don't think... Let me double check.
Learning a
By
new
the Dark
system.
Knight's hands or another. It just needs to die. Within 4 rounds for the effect. to-
Preferably before I die.
Yeah, so...
I have 7 health
20... Oh,
Yeah, you hit him.
that's...
7 HP.
I would hit him. I rolled a 1d10, but that still hits him.
We'll roll a d20 would be better.
35!
That misses. No, you got him. You're good.
35.
We're playing
and,
Golf Pathfinder. Golf
19.
also hits.
Jeez, yeah.
Look at you go. This is Rastazarn killing all the folks. This never happens.
Alright.
Where are we? Who is this?
I know. So that's 19, 15, that's 34 more points of damage against this thing.
Got you. So that comes down to...
Wouldn't that be halved?
It is. I've got the halves on my end.
That's because this is a Lauren, not Tarask. He's a badass.
Yeah.
Which
Survey
undead
says
is he facing right now?
2 plus that equals... Okay. Yeah, if you can flavor that kill, Ross.
Oh, thank God.
Just, you die now. And then I just, like, shove the blade through the ghost. And as I pull it back, you just kind of watch as the shadow just sticks to the sword, and then just slowly spirals up the sword into my arm. And then I just turn around to the other one, just kind of slowly. As now, I regain, let me roll this. I regain 12 points of HP and 4 MP.
Nice. Okay. And
That actually nearly brings me up to full health. And that does bring me up to full mana.
Okay. More importantly, I think that may be Ross's first confirmed kill on Black Dragon Gaming when he wasn't GMing elementals. So,
What?
alright.
You were cutting out really bad during that statement. What was that?
Boo on me. Why am I cutting out? I hate everything.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. I said, more importantly, that was probably the first confirmed kill Ross Dazarn has ever had on Black Dragon Gaming when he wasn't
Because the
GMing.
darn Fire Lord kept reviving because he had a stupid con mod.
No, he has killed things as Tarask.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, the troops with Fireball. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And he did kill a couple things in a simple job.
Okay, fine, sure. 16 to hit soul. On the touches. Still incorporeal.
Yes, that hit.
Nice. Fort for half. We're kind of speeding this one along is why I'm passing initiative as the attacks happen. Fort for half, 24 shadow damage. You pass, 12 shadow damage. Ambrienne.
Okay.
I'm just going to try and
I can do
mage
that.
armor
Now.
of myself. Something I should have done a while ago.
Where's that?
Wait, is it my turn?
It is.
It is.
Sorry, I
Yeah, I'm
just
gonna
saw
cast mage armor.
I just saw something happen in my sight range, so I'm just throwing out. Yeah, I failed again.
Gotcha. Ido has permission to talk when someone else is talking because he has a lot of things that will interrupt a lot of things. He is the blue mage. He is also the blue mage. You cast mage armor on yourself. Will there be anything else?
Yes.
Okay.
That's all.
Oh, okay. Neat. Passes to Parallax.
I mean, I can't attack. I'm just trying to not die at this point because from dying.
Classic. Passes to Parallax.
Okay, Parallax. Let's see. I am going to, as a move action, invoke. He's going to have to make a will save as I make a silly face at him. If he fails DC will save 17, he's going to have to, on his turn, use his ability with the spooky, the fear effect. Fear.
The ability with the spooky. Okay, sure.
And
Roll on that will save. DC 17. A 10! Hooray!
okay, so I stood, and my standard action, I'll try one of these spells. And oh, okay, I guess I'll do that spell.
That's the spirit.
I was trying to open it up, but that I'll like do a 5-foot step before I do that. Just goblin punch him in the family jewels.
Family, well, he's a ghost, so he may not have family or jewels anymore.
Family friendly.
All right, I think I just failed that, don't I? Yeah, I do. Okay.
Okay, so that's half of 5.
Woohoo.
I was gonna use a different one, but that's fine.
2 damage.
I just see now when you roll a nat 1, you just like dragon form, go back, pull a punch, and then there's just a feint.
All right, he's gonna do the thing that he has to do, which I think you're immune to.
I get a bonus.
Which is
I get
frightful
fear
moan.
effects.
You have already passed it. You can't be affected by this for 24 hours, and Takisri is immune because it's mind affecting. So, yeah, fair enough. It happens to no avail.
Why doesn't it affect me?
The frightful moan you would like him to do, because he already did it, right? So.
He already tried and already passed it. Okay, in that case, then I would use my skill to try to learn that. Come on, let's get something. Yay! Okay.
You just learn it.
All right, Frightful Moon.
Frightful Moon. I assume that's on your spell list and you can find it.
I'll find it.
It is as a 3rd level spell, is as I'm reading here.
Cool.
Nice. You did it. It's not happy. It'll 5-foot step forward. You made it do a thing. Nigel's down around and continues running on the wall, floor, ceiling apparatus lizard wizard.
Yeah, I'm not having a good day.
Lots of running.
I feel bad because the one time I'm having a good day, so many other people aren't having a good day in combat.
Welcome to
At
Pathfinder.
least your soul isn't being sapped out of you.
Agree to disagree on that one.
He doesn't have a soul. He's a Dark Knight. Anyway, Josh, what you got for me?
What do I got for you? Well, I'm certainly not going to try to bite the ghost again. I think I will do something else. Let me throw a card at him, and if I get boomed, I get boomed. I'm not gonna use my quarterstaff to do it. I'm just gonna throw one with my hand.
Are you in a position to just 5-foot step out of range of the explosion?
I could.
Mm-hmm. You could.
Okay, then let me do that, and I'll throw my card at him. And it is +1, and it will hit him if I roll good.
Alrighty.
Do it.
Make it so.
Here we go.
Unfortunately, a 14, I think misses. Yeah, 14 misses. You throw the card and it hits a solid object farther along and explodes.
See my notes on it. Okay, it says explodes in... Okay, so 5-foot radius. So none of the blast hits him either?
It does not, because he's incorporeal. Well, yeah, I suppose it would. That's fair. It's enchanted. It would miss him. It explodes. And you could angle it in such a way that soul doesn't get hit as well. Takes a DC 10 plus half your level. What's my save to take half?
Let's see. I gotta look where it says it on the special.
It's 10 plus half your hit dice plus your charisma.
It says DC 16 for half.
Got you. And my reflex is not the best. Weird for ghosts, but okay.
And also I've got the +1 from being within 30 feet.
Right, and it does do a dodge. And takes, I guess, is that... now I'm kind of lost. Gotta check.
I mean, you rolled a nat 20. I'd say that's probably takes nothing.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Just creatures make a reflex save for half. So, okay, cool. Then if that's all...
Alright, so I'm gonna curse on my breath, just darn this damn ghost.
Pass it to soul.
Anyway, yeah. Pass it to soul.
And I'll roll my will saves. I think I know what's happening.
Thinking.
Okay. Whilst thinking, pass it to Kisri.
Heck with it. Geologa.
Never mind. Okay, I will make my will saves. Oh, never mind. I see a thing happened. Got it. Efficient turns from Tiki. That's what we have. Boom, bam, boom. 33 hit points back to folks as I make will saves. Plus that number is that number. Hurrah. Plus boom. And bang. For a 22 and a 21. So I think they both take 11.
They do.
So 30. Boo, ba. Ba-ba-doo, I'm turning into a sim. Ba-ba, and everybody within that burst, including, I think Brienne is it 40-foot burst? Well, you can target it there, so that's everybody gets
40-foot
healed.
diameter.
Everybody gets healed for 33, except for Parallax, who's on the other side of the encounter. And then it passes to a ghost who's gonna do
Thank goodness.
do a touch, and you did it. Congratulations, mage, you got healed.
That does hit my touch.
Alrighty, I haven't rolled yet.
Oh.
Those are my will
Whoops.
saves. Getting there. Hang on. I promise I'll do damage to you. We just give me a second.
Gonna do the bad touch.
Yep.
That.
All right, you're on. Got nothing. Swing and a miss.
Well, I'm still under the effects of Dark Side, so that's 7 more points of damage drained from me, but this is fine. This is actually going remarkably well for me right now.
It is. It really is.
Okay. Oh, speaking of which, the dance. I have been using that +1 on morale to all this stuff. Is that still going on? I want to make sure before, in case I need to lower my stuff.
It absolutely is still going on.
Okay, cool, because that is giving me a +1. All of the bonuses are stacking because they're all different things. It's
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, I think we have a total of +3 right now on attacks.
Mm-hmm.
I am only aware of Brianna's +1.
Yeah, I think Parallax also
Yeah.
gave us a +2.
From Blue Mage stuff, yes.
Was I in the range of that? Because if so, I haven't been counting that into my calculations for the past couple of turns.
I'm sure you are. I don't think there's a range so much as it's his version
Yeah, there's
of
not a
party
range, it's
performance.
just morale.
Well, I can't see him.
I
That's
know.
another thing.
Analysis. It's my analysis. I tell you the weaknesses of it.
You can certainly hear him.
Range is ally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah,
speed.
I think it's an untyped bonus, so it should be good.
Indeed.
Okay, so that's actually is that just a hit or is that for damage too?
It's competence.
Competence, cool.
And the dance is a morale, so those are different bonuses. Okay.
Nice.
And is that for just attack rolls or is that for damage rolls too?
It works like the Bardic Inspire Courage.
Okay. So both. So now I'm doing attacks with 1d20 plus 21. My apologies. 30
Yeah, you hit. You monster.
and 25.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah,
so this-
I haven't actually been adding that to damage. I did not know it went to damage.
Oh, to affect our allies, they must be within 30 feet of the blue mage. I don't think I'm 30 feet within you.
Right.
Yeah, no.
I think
So,
so.
Does
I'm
23
not-
still hit?
Yeah, you still hit with both of them.
I'm learning new things.
Learning a new system together. Yeah.
Alright, so that's 17, 20, 37 points of damage for me against this one in front of me.
You got it.
As I just start hacking and slashing into it. Rip and tear! I am the Final Fantasy equivalent of Doom Guy.
Exactly.
No,
You step over it.
no.
You step over the whimpering Nigel, look at the new ghost and say, I find your lack of faith disturbing.
And cut him in half.
I don't even waste the breath of air to acknowledge you.
Oof.
He's Sephiroth.
Ooh, that is.
Vader.
Look, in Darkside, I do not go to happy places.
That's why it's called Dark Side. It's not called Light Side. He's not a Jedi.
Notice I didn't kill that thing because I was worried about Brianna. I killed that thing because it was my target.
Makes sense.
Never mind.
Darkside is literally
Not
just a
dying is
kill.
nice.
She doesn't know this.
Whatever.
Indeed.
does
I'm
not.
just grateful to, not be dead.
Hey, right mindset.
Indeed. So if I could get a fortitude save from Saul, the Lizard Wizard, and Tikisri. As
Who else?
And who else?
just those three.
Who was the third person?
But who was the third?
Oh, Tikisri.
Head out.
Boo.
You're cutting
I
out-
automatically succeed all fort saves.
Okay, you don't on this one.
Wow, use auto succeed all.
I have
forts?
no.
He has
I
no
have
con
no
score.
constitution. I cannot fail a
Affects
fort
object.
save, man.
Affects objects.
Oh,
Well,
How do I
hey,
do it? 'Cause I don't have a.
Hey,
I don't
hey,
have
I
a
don't.
brain.
Hey, I don't know everybody's mutant powers. Okay, I'm sorry.
You use your charisma modifier instead.
Mm-hmm.
I use a charisma mod?
If you, that's for effect objects.
Yeah.
You still can make a fortitude
that's
save.
that's really weird.
Yeah,
That is super weird.
that's very common. Good,
I
you
guess
run into
that's-
that.
I guess that's
And
for
probably
magical item.
detrimental.
All right, I'll
considering
roll
that she has low
charisma and then we'll
charisma.
add the.
It's like the spell Shatter that requires a fortitude save.
That's
for objects.
hold on.
That's a 17. Assuming you
+5.
would, yeah.
Okay, so that passes. So the only person affected by this is Soul.
Yeah.
The other.
You have a +3 charisma?
Yeah, you add your charisma instead of your con modifier to your fortitude save.
But I was under the assumption that Tikasiri had like really low charisma.
No, that is me role playing out the fact that I don't understand social stuff.
Thought that was. Never mind.
I think
No,
it's more of a
I-
measure of innate magic than social abilities
Indeed.
for Tiki.
Yeah, for
That's
me,
valid.
I chose to give myself a detriment to social cues. So anything that gives social anything, I'm putting a negative on myself.
Gotcha.
But that is purely roleplay. Mechanically, I'm not actually at disadvantage. I am doing that purely for roleplay purposes.
Right. Tiki is role playing, not looking at his ability scores. He's role playing.
Speaking of which, I can see that guy, so I'm going to.
And now you
29.
understand the ability Grave Reel, which you learn as a third level spell.
What's it called?
Grave Reel, Reel. And it's 5 points of shadow damage to Soul, and you guys all see Soul's vital forces pulled out from him
and that was just
into
straight
the ghost.
damage?
Yes, 5 damage. Passes to Brienne.
All right, I'm going to shoot another bolt of holy energy at the remaining ghost.
Okay. And it misses wide.
It's touch.
Against touch?
It's a ghost.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, if we actually had access to the advanced player's guide, I would be taking drawbacks for extra traits.
I am not designed for this kind of combat.
Passes to Parallax.
Parallax is going to. Nah, I'm not going to use. I'll just do a full attack as I open up recklessly on this Spectre. Bite attack.
Connects.
2 claws.
2 misses.
First one does not. 2 wings
1 hit.
and tail.
And a tail that misses. So that's that
I'm
much
going to
damage.
5 foot in this direction.
Understood.
I'm sorry to actually ask this question now, but what was it that I was actually doing fortitude saves that needed charisma for?
An ability that the ghost has. We have 7 minutes on stream before someone has to go to work.
Sorry, man.
There's nothing about it hitting con damage or anything. In any case, gonna attack Parallax and miss real bad. Nigel has 4 more rounds left to panic in the corner. The lizard wizard. Who is muted? Question mark.
No, you just cut it out for us again.
Okay. Josh, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna try to throw a card at this guy again, and let's see if I can finally get him. I'm
Okay.
surprised he hasn't been taking some whacks at me. Has the ghoulie thing right in front of me been trying to take some whacks at me, or is it
Nope.
just because I'm up in the air?
Just the white mage. Just the one that can do a lot of good damage to it.
Oh, okay. There's a boom.
If you would roll to confirm.
And that's the good stuff.
It's not the bad stuff.
That's the good stuff.
Let me be double sure that that can still confirm. I'm sure it can. This card is that much, and yeah, okay, it confirms.
Sure. So let's roll damage. So that's 30 damage total.
Indeed it is. Which, of course, then is halved again. Because it's still going after a non-corporeal thing. But you definitely do hit it. This time the card hits, like, dead center in the bridge of the nose of this thing, and it explodes. Unfortunately, being non-elemental damage, it breaks resistances, but it's not sonic. Sonic
It's
speed.
undead. It wouldn't be subject to a crit hit, right?
Oh, that is a 3.5 rule. In Pathfinder, it's oozes and elementals, basically. So,
Okay.
50, that much. Okay, anything else, Josh?
I'm going to go ahead and go up another 5 feet.
Okay, gotcha.
Just in case this thing does decide to get some payback.
Okie dokie, pass it to Tikizri.
Or as we like to know her, Major Laser.
Firing at the one that's hurting all my other friends. I figure Parallax can handle the one he's got.
Sure.
Sorry about that. I was looking up something real quick, and it has background music.
So
We didn't hear it.
Oh, I've been muted
Wait.
this whole time. I've been flavor that kill like 4 times, and you haven't heard me. Flavor that kill.
Yeah, the two lasers start swirling around each other, burn through one side of it, and just basically erupt the ectoplasm, spraying it everywhere.
Nice. And it passes to Soul, unless Tikizri has something else to do.
No, that's it.
Alrighty.
How many undead remaining?
There are 2 left.
Just the one fighting Parallax. Oh, I'm sorry.
there's still one more in front of me. Don't worry, I got this. Just give me another moment.
I had read the turn order wrong. I thought I literally thought he hadn't taken it off yet.
Oh, what? Well, it's on Soul.
Yeah, Tiki.
Heal log.
Alien bombs!
Healing bombs! Alright, fair enough. The story of the
Attack.
white mage in combat versus undead.
Attack them with healing feelings.
Healing feelings. I have 16, and do you want to target the one that Aloran is fighting, or Parallax?
Yes.
Okay. Understood. That will be enough to... Because you have to pick one or the other.
Yeah. The one that Aloran's the Dark Knight, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then not the one that Aloran's fighting.
Okay. It fails,
Okay.
takes enough damage to, if you would flavor that kill.
A shaft of golden light pierces the roof, even though it's a solid object, and a cloud of golden sparkles gathers a bit away from its body and draws closer like some sort of constricting trap. It draws closer and closer, and it appears to crush it, and once the sparkles depart, the undead is gone.
Beautiful. And so it was. And I've got one more guy who probably has one more attack. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. Boom!
Parallax snarls for the
That does hit me.
killing that
So I
kill.
need to make a fortitude save.
Yes, you do. And you are healed, Parallax, for 33. And 20 shadow damage or 10 at the end of a fort save. 10
Is that
it is.
10?
Yeah, and it's on you.
It is. Alright. I've had more damage by hurting myself than by these things at the end of the day. Ouch. As I deal 7 more points of damage to myself, bringing me down to 34. I'm getting a bit cut up, but I'll just kind of like look over to the other thing and just say, die already. And just wail into it.
Alrighty.
So that's a 32.
Nailed it.
That's a
Also nailed it.
22.
You got him.
Alright. 1d10 plus 13. Oh, sorry. Let me re-roll that. That's a 17. That's a 19. Altogether, that's I think that's 37. Let me
36.
36. Yeah,
And
it's
yeah,
36 points
for
of
the
damage.
second time in the combat, if you would flavor that kill.
Just once again, as soon as I say it, slash, and then just down the straight, it kind of dissipates slowly. The shadow just seems to be drunk up through the sword and into my arms. And I just kind of like...
And all of the spoopy ghosts are defeated, and basically that happened at the stroke of 8 o'clock. So that was nice. That never happens. Fair enough. That's where we're going to call it for tonight. Thank you guys for watching.
Okay.
Everyone survived.
Whoa, how did mine die?
What?
Tiki
how
Laser did.
Tiki, that was my
I
kill.
will stick around, but I gotta get going. Okay.
Somebody
Bye.
stole mine too.
Later.